It's time now for the best high school sports action from the WBCB Sports Network. Catch the best games from Bucks and Mercer County at WBCBSports.com and our Facebook page. Your home for high school sports is right here at WBCB 1490.
Welcome on out to Vic Napolitano Field on the campus of Pennsbury High School as we get you ready for high school baseball on the WBCB Sports Network. Yeah, it is opening day, and the Falcons host the Owls of Bensalem, a battle of the birds. And the Falcons off to a really good start. Gus, 3-0 so far this season. And for Bensalem, a 1-2 record. And these two teams met yesterday. It was a big win for Pennsbury, but I like this new scheduling for SOL baseball where we have series. It's 3 games with Bensalem, 3 games with Neshaminy, so on and so forth as they work their way through the season. And so you get to see a team a few times. And so these two teams going at it on back-to-back afternoons.
Yeah, and we talked about this last year because I believe last year is when they first started this new scheduling, and it really changes everything because before you would maybe see like 1 or 2 of the same pitchers every year because you play once in the beginning, you play again in the middle and the end. You may only see the same couple guys. This time it feels like a true baseball series where you see the starter, you see the second guy, you see the third guy. You have to really look through all the different arms and really see what this team is made of, and then different arms means different defensive positioning, so you may see different guys at different fields. It's a really, I think, a really good different scheduling how they did it this year, or last year I should say, and how they're still incorporating it. I think it's great, like you said, and yeah, it should be an absolute another fun year here on WBCB.
Yeah, I think it's appreciated both by the fans and by the players and coaches, this approach here. Pennsbury coming off of a 17-7 overall season last year. They were SOL Patriot Division champions, and hope springs eternal. And that all got started this season for Pennsbury with a couple of games down at Myrtle Beach. That's become a tradition for them, and it's a good start with wins over where they had North Hills and Keystone down there. And like yesterday, those games were lopsided wins for Pennsbury. They have been putting it on teams so far. They're really a freight train moving down the tracks right now.
Yeah, the way they're playing right now, it seems like it's the middle of the season. You know, they've really found their stride and really finding their groove. But the season's just starting now. So for them to play as well as they are right now, that is a sign to come for the rest of the season and what we may see from this Pennsbury team. It's going to be a very, very fun season, and it is led by a very strong senior class.
Well, we are delighted to be with you today. This is our Trentonian pregame show, getting you set for the McCaffrey's game of the day. Gonna have some fun. Chris Ermer with Gus Barber, Ava Fife behind the camera, and we are here in Fairless Hills on a sunny and nice warm day for the first high school baseball game of the year. This is great, and almost perfect. It's a little bit breezy today. You can hear that being picked up on our microphones.
Yeah, I was checking on the broadcast. You don't hear it too much, I don't think. Not as much as we are obviously hearing it. But yeah, a little bit of a breezy day. It seems like the wind is blowing in on us too, so it's going to really affect the fly balls today. Nothing I don't think is going to go too deep with this wind coming in the way it's going to come.
Today's game here on WBCB brought to you by Team Toyota, the Revere Restaurant. Thanks to McCaffrey's Food Markets. McCaffrey's exceptional every day. McCaffrey's, this is the McCaffrey's game of the day. Thanks to Discount Auto, to BCWSA, to the Pennsbury Boys Baseball Parents Club. Great support. One of their representatives came over, said hello to us.
Absolutely.
And, talked a little bit about some of the things that will go on throughout the season, like Teacher Appreciation Day, and some of the things that have become traditions for Pennsbury baseball. This, again, the Trentonian pregame show. You can read about today's game in tomorrow's Trentonian. And after the game, join us for the DiLorenzo's player of the game, our star of the game, brought to you by DiLorenzo's, and that player gets a gift card from DiLorenzo's for $20. So that's awesome. Thanks to Fletcher's Garage. And hey, we're missing Ben Goldstein here. Who
I was gonna say, Ben is usually our, player of the game interviewer, but he ditched us to go to the Phillies game. So that's, that's a fun one. Obviously, like everybody knows, the Phillies are doing their opening day today as well. So thank you for joining us as the Phillies are on. Don't worry, we'll keep you updated throughout that game. But thank you for joining us with the Pennsbury Falcons of Bensalem Owls.
Yeah, Ben, Gus, you're pretty impressed. Call you Ben. Sorry about that.
Hey, man, we're going to pretend if Ben's here. We're just going to keep talking to him and imagine what he might say back.
Well, pretty impressive for Gus today because he's got one eye on the Phillies. He's got one eye here on the game, and then somehow he's got another eye that he's able to put on our video stream and keep everything going in that regard. We're really delighted to have you with us here as we get things going. High school baseball back on BCB, and we do have a bunch of Pennsbury action. We're going to have games over in the greater Trenton area. As a matter of fact, also this afternoon, Trenton Central, the Tornadoes are hosting Ewing as they also begin the high school baseball season over on the other side of the Delaware. But Pennsbury here, last year SOL Patriot Division champs. They pick up another Patriot Division championship, and I think that was their 23rd for Pennsbury baseball. So defending SOL Patriot Division champs. And before we get to the lineups, they will honor America with the playing of the national anthem. We're going to step aside so we can remove our caps, and we'll return here for the first pitch and opening starting lineups. Pennsbury hosting Bensalem on WBCB.
The Peruzzi Automotive Group on Business Route 1 in Fairless Hills is looking for auto techs, all skill levels. Here's a chance to work for a locally owned family business that offers many benefits. For more information, call the service director, John Damarotis, at 215-943-6200. That's 215-943-6200, or visit any Peruzzi service department.
Hey BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League Champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
Since 1954, the name McCafferty has stood for outstanding automotive sales and service. And today, Patrick McCafferty continues that tradition at Discount Auto, Business Route 1, Langhorne. Discount Auto has over 100 hand-picked pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans, all fully inspected and ready to go. Discount Auto, the perfect place for your kid's first car. Discount Auto, the perfect place for a fine pre-owned family car, SUV, or van. Discount Auto. They're locally owned and operated by Patrick McCafferty, who supports the community. The name McCafferty means honesty, integrity, and great automotive sales and service at Discount Auto, Business Route 1 at Oxford Valley Road, Langhorne.
Welcome back to Pennsbury High School. Let's take a look at starting lineups for today's game. The Falcons out taking the field and getting their warm-ups in. Brendan Zuckerman playing at first base, Michael Sognes at second. Carlton Crane is out there at shortstop with Finn Burke playing third base. It's Tyler Lee doing the catching for pitcher Owen Hawks. And in the outfield from left to right, you got Casey Shannon, Danny Seidler, Derek Crane in the outfield today for the Pennsbury Falcons. And they're led by Joe Pacey in his 17th season for the Bensalem Owls. Leading off today, wearing number 1, playing second base, Lucas Wilson. He'll be followed by Pete Pascarella at shortstop, batting second. Joe Doherty doing the catching, bats third, with Logan Savage, the cleanup hitter, playing left field. Tommy Jackson hits fifth, with Cole Hassan in the 6th spot. You have Clarence Miller as the DH hitting 7th, Evan Jaffe in the 8th spot, followed by Matt Smith for the Bensalem Owls. They come in with one win against a couple of losses. They started the season with a 5-0 defeat of CB East, and then fell to Bristol 6-1, and yesterday upended by Pennsbury 15-3. The Falcons over the Owls in that one. Behind home plate today, Bob Angelucci calling the balls and strikes, and on the base paths, Pat Jones, our umpire crew for this afternoon's game. Game 4 for both of these teams, as we're just getting baseball going here, and you hear that energy from the Bensalem dugout. As Owen Hawks, the righty, winds, fires in there. First pitch of the afternoon is a strike.
I was having this discussion with somebody the other day. Do you think will ever be a time where they don't call them blues, they call them maybe like different color, whatever they're wearing? Because they barely wear blue anymore in the major leagues. You see these guys wearing different blacks and creams and everything.
Yeah, I think somehow that blue is going to stay connected to them.
Like zebras with basketball.
Right. All right, 0-2 pitch here for Owen Hawks. Down the dirt, skips away from Tyler Lee. Hawks, one of the guys bringing quite a bit of varsity experience into this season for Pennsbury. And that, either the experience or just that energy really has paid off for them. Off to a 3-0 start. The 1-2. Lined for a base hit to center field. Seidler's on it quickly and holds Lucas Wilson to a base hit. Solid base hit for the leadoff guy for the Owls.
Yeah, good piece of contact there. Just not doing too much with it. Kind of a high outside fastball. Just doing what he can with it. Just taking it the other way. Not going too far opposite field. Kind of going right center field. More center field. But good piece of hitting there.
Nice down low. Pascarella efficient for that one. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, he looked like he made up his mind before he was going up there. He was swinging at that first pitch.
Little deception there from Owen Hawks.
Yeah, opening day, you're going to have that juice. You know, you just want to hit.
And he checks Wilson.
And one thing I noticed, too, is that they have the 2 first base over there now as the bases. You know, like the one in play and then the orange one that's out of play. Is that new this year, do you think?
It's kind of a safety feature. I think they may have had it last season.
I don't remember.
And you see it certainly in the Little League softball level, a safety feature that allows that base runner to really go after first base and avoid any kind of collision or, somebody getting tripped up.
I'll tell you what, as a former first baseman, I love it, just so you don't have to worry about somebody stepping on your Achilles or your heel or anything like that. I saw they incorporate it in the college world. Now they're doing it, I think, in the high school world. I've been seeing it everywhere. I played with it a little bit in men's softball because that's what my level is worth.
Owen Hawks here, a 6'2" junior. And Falcons with Hawks and also senior Keller Bradley. Some impressive starters.
It's a very good class.
2-1 pitch. That's in there.
That is one thing this Pennsbury team is not lacking is the pitching. They have plenty of it, and they have some really good arms, which is obviously led by the ace, Keller Bradley, the Vanderbilt commit.
Well, and then they've also got they've gotten a lot of production in these first 3 games of the season. The bats have been there as well. That's just outside. And the count runs full to Pete Pascarella. Owls here, they see the Falcons for 3 games, then they have an out-of-league matchup before they'll see Neshaminy for a trio. And that one missing, ball 4 to Pascarella. So a little early trouble for Owen Hawks as the first 2 guys reach a walk, a base hit, and then a walk. So Wilson at second, Pascarella at first, and Doherty stepping into the batter's box.
Little pressure here for the Pennsbury Falcons as Bensalem has 2 on. See if they're able to get an early lead here and put the pressure on Pennsbury early.
It was Pennsbury who applied the pressure yesterday when these 2 teams met. They had a bunch of runs here, they kind of kept things, kept the pressure on throughout the game before ending it in 6 innings. Hawks the 1-0, fouled back, out of play. look out over there on the softball field. A lot of action here. Hey, one thing that I saw Coach Pacey post about is the upcoming construction for the new Pennsbury High School. Everybody's excited about that. Hopefully it's going to work out great and consolidate the Pennsbury students into one building instead of walking all over the place down low there for a 2-1 count. But it's going to cause a little bit of upheaval.
Yeah, I'll tell you who's not going to be happy with it, the JV and freshman baseball teams, because they're losing their fields. Yeah, with all this construction, like you're saying, they're going to be losing their JV and freshman fields because it's going to be obviously under construction, all that land over there.
The 2-1, oh, that was close. And Tyler Lee kind of trying to frame that one, holding it there, but they don't get the call, and it's a 3-1 count. So 2-1 and a hitter's count for Joe Doherty. Bensalem trying to get something going in the top of the first. Nice breaking ball from Owen Hawks. Got him to swing through that one. Yeah, but for Pennsbury baseball, they may have to go off campus to maybe rent fields and do some creative things to allow those JV freshman players. That's driven out to right on a bounce to Derek Crane, and it's station to station for the Owls. Everybody moves up a bag on Doherty's base hit. So he's at first, Pascarella at second, Wilson at third. They're loaded up for Logan Savage, the left fielder.
Yeah, damage can be done right now. Bases loaded, no outs to top of the first. Bensalem in a absolute prime position to get on the board and to really put up a crooked number right now. And it's like, it's not pitching bad for Pennsbury. They're just finding the strikes and they're piecing them up. Good off-speed pitch there.
Yeah, great start. Good job by Hawks. They get ahead of Savage, 1-0. You see at first base, Zuckerman kind of pinching in on the grass. And fouled right back to the backstop over near our camera person, Ava Fife.
Yeah, hopefully she didn't get startled there.
Sometimes we're in the line of fire out here for baseball.
I'll be honest, though. Ever since Pennsbury put up this little shack for us, this has been amazing. I've been loving it.
The 0-2 ground ball down the line, and it's going to be called a fair ball. Extra bases. And 2 runs score for Bensalem. Coach Pacey out of the dugout because he felt that was a foul ball, and I think he's got a good call. He's a whole foot off. It was a close call.
Yeah, we're in a tough angle, but it looked like it was going foul, and obviously it doesn't help that the third baseman went to field and looks like he may have touched it. I'm not sure if he touched it or not, but he went and played for it, and it was very close, and yeah, he is.
2 runs come around for the Bensalem Owls on Logan Savage's ground ball down the third base line. That is just fair. And Savage, he gets to second base, pushes Doherty to third. So 2 in scoring position here for Tommy Jackson. Jackson out in right field, and it's an early mound visit for Pennsbury. Try to settle Hawks down and mitigate the damage right here, because a good start for the Owls. And so far a nightmare opening for this one for the Falcons. Jackson trying to continue to keep that nightmare going. Hawks comes inside.
In a tough situation if you're the Pennsbury Falcons, but if you're the Bensalem Owls, you were loving it. Get a ball going down the line, you're able to score 2, still have 2 in scoring position with no out.
The 1-0, well hit, out to right, in the air for long enough, and a diving grab by Derek Crane. The right fielder with a web gem for the Pennsbury Falcons. They needed a big play, and they come up with one for out number 2.
Man, what a play. I thought off the bat.
For out number 1, it's maybe the first out here.
I thought off the bat that was in the gap. Like, I thought I said it out loud maybe, but what a play there to get the ball, track it down, and not allow a run to come in. Surprised Bensalem didn't tag up there, but man, oh man, what a catch.
A line out to right. This one is right down the first base line, and that is a foul ball off the bat of Cole Hassan. Cole Hassan playing center field, and with a chance to do some damage here. 2 in scoring position and a pinch runner taken third for Bensalem. That is Dylan Barnhart. Hawks kicks and fires. The infield was in, and that's going to go out to right field for a base hit, and 2 will score for the Owls as Barnhart scores from third to make it 3-0, and Logan Savage with some good speed from second. He's able to get in there for run number 4 in the top of the first inning, and stepping up to bat now is Clarence Miller as Cole Hassan drives in 2.
And that's now 5 hits on the day so far for the Bensalem Owls. And I believe at least 3 or 4 of them have all been oppo hits. All have gone to the right center field. So that shows you Bensalem not doing too much with what they're giving, getting outside strikes and just taking it the other way. And they've been able to barrel balls real good here.
Before the 0-1, the check over there on Hassan. Yeah, Owls trying to make the most of this push here in the top of the first. They know this Pennsbury team has a potent offense. They put 15 runs on them yesterday, so trying to do what they can here with early opportunities. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch there to jump in front of Miller.
Yeah, just putting up 1 or 2 ain't going to put the pressure on Pennsbury. You got to put up like what they're doing right here, 4 or 5 spot to really get this Pennsbury team on their heels. It's a heavyweight fight. You got to hit them off early and get them a couple punches in.
The 0-2 catches the inside corner, and a called third strike sets down Clarence Miller, and a big out number 2 for pitcher Owen Hawks. Gets the call, and that brings Evan Jaffe up to bat. Jaffe at first base gets a hold of this one, sends it towards the gap. Over there to play it is going to be Casey Shannon, and he'll hold Hassan to 1 base, and Jaffe with another base hit. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 clear base hits. That one down the line was like a weird, I guess that's probably
a weird one. I believe they would call it a base hit, but that's one of those halfers that you don't really know.
But now Matt Smith at the plate, the 9-hole hitter, and he pops this one up, and easy work for Owen Hawks, who comes off the mound, catches the pop-up for out number 3, but Bensalem posting 4 runs in the top of the first, and those 4 runs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in the inning. So we go to the bottom of the first. High school baseball back on WBCB. Great to have you with us. This is the McCaffrey's game of the day. Chris Ermer hanging out with Gus Barber, hanging out with you. Ava Fife is here. We're all hanging out on a beautiful day, sunshine, and we thank the Pennsbury Boys Baseball Club for sponsoring portions of today's game. It's brought to you as a public service, and they want to wish the Falcons the best of luck today. Come out, support your Pennsbury Falcons. We hope you enjoyed today's game, and we hope to see you throughout the season out here at Vic Napolitano Field supporting this Falcons team. Again, off to a great start to the season, but I saw one of the Suburban One sports previews for Pennsbury, and it included a quote from Coach Pacey. You see the same kind of thing every year, that their goals are win the Patriot Division, defend their title in that regard, and make a deep run in the district and compete at the state level when it comes to that time of year. Lofty goals, but with the talent back on this team, why not?
Yeah, they are led by a strong senior class, which is obviously the top guy is Keller Bradley. But you look at some of the other guys, Michael Sognis, Carlton Crane. This is a really good class that, you know, it can go toe-to-toe with a lot of these classes in the past. Obviously, we've seen a lot of good classes out of this Pacey-led program. It just feels like he picking out D1 athletes left and right out of this Pennsbury program of recent. And that's a kudos to Joe Pacey and everything he's done. But, yeah, this is a very strong class this year.
And not just picking them out, but developing the guys who are part of the program as baseball players.
Yeah, just of recent, you look at some of the guys in D1, Ryan Zuckerman, Joe Tiroli, they're doing what they can at Georgia Tech and Virginia. You got guys in this class led by Keller Bradley, who's going to Vanderbilt, which has been the creme de la creme of baseball programs in all of D1 baseball. So that just goes to show you what he can do. Yeah, saw Ryan Zuckerman's actually absolutely been killing it for Georgia Tech. Obviously, we see his brother here, one of the players leading this team, Brendan Zuckerman.
But what happened at Pitt? These guys, they don't stay in one place for very long anymore, but hopefully to greener pastures and much success.
They're, I think, a top 3 team in the country right now, so they are killing it.
Well, today's game, again, a public service from the Pennsbury Baseball Parents Club. They wish the Falcons the best of luck today and throughout the season. Come out, support your Pennsbury Falcons, and we hope you're enjoying today's game. Great to be back with high school baseball here on WBCB. And, BCB, we've had some changes, some big changes to what we do. And one of the things that is going to remain consistent is our coverage of high school sports. And that's one of the things we've always enjoyed so much, being able to come out to these games. We thank all the different high schools who kind of roll out a welcome mat for us. They set up tables and chairs, and they let us know where all the facilities are. So great to be back here. And certainly for Vic Napolitano Field, they do a great job of keeping this one pristine. And to circle back to what we were talking about with the new high school construction, Gus, the Pennsbury Baseball Parents Club, they do some fundraising. And, if you're a supporter of Pennsbury baseball, there might be a need to raise a little bit of money in order to rent extra fields, in order to accommodate for some of the changes, go to the batting cages, all that type of stuff. All right, for Pennsbury, leading off, shortstop, Carlton Crane. He takes one outside from Sorensen. Lefty Hayden Sorensen getting the start for the Owls today. His 0-1 down low. Carlton Crane will be followed by designated hitter Pierce Perry, batting in the 2 spot. Brendan Zuckerman will bat third, followed by Tyler Lee, Michael Sognes, Danny Seidler, and fires Sorensen missing outside, and then Danny Seidler followed by Casey Shannon, Derek Crane, and Finn Burke. 2-1 here to Crane. Off the end of the bat, and that is fair down the third base line. Crane has some speed, and he pours it on, sliding into second with a double. Nice job right there as Carlton Crane gets the Pennsbury Falcons off to a good start here in the bottom of the first, hoping to respond to 4 big runs for Bensalem.
Yeah, another example of not doing too much with what you're giving an outside pitch, just taking it the other way, just puts it beautifully down the line. And like you said, that speed by Carlton Crane, just busting it out of the box, getting a double.
Yeah, a little senior leadership right there. Getting himself on, getting himself into scoring position. And now Pierce Perry, he's got to wait as Sorensen spins around, gives Crane an extra look. Ground ball on the right side, and that one didn't have a lot on it, but it is through around third, and coming in to score is Carlton Crane. So good job from second base to read that play. Tommy Jackson, he picked it up out there in right field, and then he dropped the ball initially. I don't think he would have had a play on Crane, even if he made a perfect play on that one, as it's an RBI single for Pierce Perry in a 4-1 game. Falcons on the scoreboard.
Yeah, didn't even realize. Lefty on the mound, first 2 in the lineup, lefties for Pennsbury. When did we ever see this many lefties to start the game? It's crazy. Absolutely mind-blowing. It's really not, but I just thought it was interesting.
Well, and now some righty power.
Yeah.
It is interesting, when you talk about how you build a lineup and all of that stuff deserves consideration. In there for a strike to Zuck.
Well, I think he wanted that one.
Yeah, he's like, throw that one again.
Yeah. Zuckerman, like we said, the younger brother to Ryan Zuckerman, former Falcon, who's now at Georgia Tech and been destroying Division I baseball right now.
Hey, have you seen some of the work that Henry Garlitz has been doing with the Pennsbury baseball team?
It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Yeah, seeing him do his work with the Pennsbury Athletic Club and then doing it with
he
the
interviews
Pennsbury
the guys.
Yeah, with a bat. No microphone on the bat, you could tell.
Ball a little down and in to Brendan Zuckerman. But it's been fun seeing his interviews and getting a feel for the team and just, they're having fun. That's important, I think, I think a team that has fun
shows you the
typically
chemistry.
has a little more success,
Yeah.
a little looser. That's a good way to, good energy to start the season.
It just shows you that what kind of group and how tight knit they are. If you can joke around like that, you can have fun. You can tell this team likes each other, and that shows you they want to play for each other, and that goes a long way.
We talk about all these aspirations that Pennsbury has, and then a very sobering top of the first. Bensalem taking it to him, and you talk about all those good vibes. That's in part because of the great start that the Falcons have had. They're doing a lot of winning and winning games big. That certainly, helps to build the bond. And now today, you got first time you're facing a little bit of adversity. 2-1 pitch outside, and 3 balls and a strike to Brendan Zuckerman. Down in there in the third base coach's box, Pacey calling out his series of numbers. They don't flash the signs anymore. It's more like a code.
Yeah, I still don't understand what they would be calling out. I ended my career, with just signs. Obviously, I didn't play in high school because I wasn't good enough. So maybe if I did, I would have learned what it was. But
and now you need a secret decoder ring.
Yeah.
I was okay.
Am I doing math? What, am I adding them together? Am I subtracting them?
3-1. That was a pitch that Zuckerman might want another shot at. Fouls it back, and the count is full.
I like to think too the numbers are fake. That you're only focused on one number. If everybody's paying attention to us and not watching the Phillies, Kyle Schwarber just hit a 2-run home run for the Phils.
Hey, a Schwarbomb on opening day.
On opening day.
Well, it is awesome to have you with us here from Vic Napolitano Field, and that one is lifted. The wind blowing it back towards the infield. Left fielder Logan Savage under it and is able to grab that one. And the first out of the bottom of the first is a fly out for Zuckerman. Brings up Tyler Lee.
On days like today, those balls are going to be real tricky. Those aren't going to be easy pop-ups that are routine fly balls anymore. They're going to get up there. They're going to get in this wind and the jet stream, and they're really going to start to move around. And it's going to be difficult for some of these plays for these outfielders. And that one obviously made it look easy. So eat my words, outfielder, he said.
Well, that one had enough air under it too, where he could kind of measure it, get under it, adjust.
But with this powerful of wind, you're going to see a lot of balls moving and twisting different ways and dying a lot harder than you're expecting.
Tyler Lee, the junior, doing the catching today for the Pennsbury Falcons. Went well wide from Sorensen. This kind of feels like Citizens Bank Park. I'm on the rail, out at what's that?
Ashburn Alley?
Yeah,
by the
Ashburn
bullpen.
Alley.
I'll be honest, that's where me and my brother and dad usually watch our games.
The 1-0 out to left, but that will drift foul. as it heads out towards New Falls Road.
We'll just get standing room only tickets, stand out there. Oh, it's a good time. The one security guard who was always out there recognized us at one point. And the one game we saw him, we're like, hey, buddy, you remember us? And he actually did.
You feel like we should have, we have a beverage rail right here.
All we need to do is start heckling.
Well, I saw you brought your own hoagie.
I did. I had to eat lunch real quick, so I had to bring the hoagie, make it feel like a ball game.
Well, we definitely got that feeling this afternoon. 1-1 here from Sorensen. Down low, good take from Tyler Lee. Long look here from Sorensen, gets the pitch he wants from Doherty, but again, a little wide of the zone. Yeah, so this Bensalem started with a 5-0 win against CB East. They fell to Bristol and then upended by Pennsbury. Walk for Tyler Lee. So he heads to first. And that pushes Pierce Perry up to second base, brings Michael Sognes to the plate. So these two teams will meet for Game 3 of this series on Thursday. That game at Bensalem. In there for strike one to Sognes. And then similar for Pennsbury, they have an out-of-league game before taking on Harry S. Truman for 3. And we'll have some of those games on BCB. Of course, we got the spring break coming up. Easter vacation and such. As that one, again, Sorensen kind of missing outside. Is it 1-1? I thought it was a 2-0 count.
Yeah, 1-1.
Ball and a strike.
I have 1-1 at least.
I'm going with Gus.
Go with Gus, baby.
The 1-1 out to left, roped out there, but hit right to Logan Savage. He didn't have to move much, made a nice play on it, and it's the second out recorded by the left fielder as Sognes lines out and brings Danny Seidler, the center fielder, up to bat for the Pennsbury Falcons with runners at first and second. So the Falcons got one back. But with runners out there, they threaten for more here in the bottom of the first. That lefty-lefty matchup. The first couple of lefties up to bat for Pennsbury.
Yeah, this is the third lefty-lefty matchup.
They had some success. Maybe lefties see the ball pretty well here from Sorensen.
3 lefties in the starting lineup for Pennsbury, though. That's going to be interesting going forward. If you can get that balance on the left to right side hitting-wise, that's going to be huge, as you don't really see many left-handed hitters in high school baseball. You feel like you see it a lot in college and MLB, but high school-wise, I feel like, it's very far none. Yeah, especially kind of left-handed throwers on top of that.
A rarity that maybe the Falcons will be able to benefit from. Yeah, last one from Sorensen didn't miss by much. Got some ooze from the Bensalem dugout. That one down in the dirt.
Ooze and ahs.
Yeah,
ahs and ooze.
I thought that might have just caught the plate, but instead a hitter's count. Here is Seidler. First time up today. He's got a couple runners out there. And just inside. Bensalem, the dugout kind of cheering on Sorensen for hitting some good spots. They're just a touch off the plate. Yeah. One was outside, one was inside. And now in danger of potentially loading him up. His 3-1 off of Seidler. And count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. McCaffrey's game of the day here on WBCB, and we got a good one for it. 70 in the 70s here. Sunshine in Fairless Hills. Payoff pitch, low and outside for ball 4. So second walk issued by Sorensen puts Seidler at first. Tyler Lee moves up to second. It's Pierce Perry at third. Loaded up for left fielder Casey Shannon.
Only the bottom of the first, and we've already seen bases loaded for both of these teams.
Yeah, a lot of action in the early going in this one. And a big moment here. Sorensen trying to stop the bleeding. That ball just a little bit up. Ball 1 to Shannon.
Dang, that secondary lead for whoever is on second was crazy. It felt like he was on third.
Yeah, Tyler Lee out there. He is halfway to third, especially as the pitch comes in.
Maybe
And why not with nobody covering second base?
Try to bait the throw if they
The
throw
1-0, a line drive to left, and 2 will score for the Pennsbury Falcons. And it's a 3-run inning for Pennsbury to make it a 4-3 game. Casey Shannon coming up with the RBI single.
Good piece of hitting there. Another ball smoked opposite field. These guys are just doing a great job of hitting today on both sides. Not taking too much with these outside pitches, going the other way with it, and finding success. Able to score 2, obviously, as Ty Lee was already at third when that thing was hit, it felt like. That's why you needed to put up a big number in the first for Pennsbury, because they are going to punch back.
Yeah, and they have landed here in the bottom, landed for 3 runs. Ground ball off the bat of right fielder Derek Crane, who bats with Shannon at first, Seidler at second.
You tell it's baseball season too. My allergies are already hit. My nose is clogged.
Yeah, we got the pollen like flying around here at Falcon Field. Or maybe it's not the pollen, it's the dust sometimes that kicks up.
There's something around here, and it's blowing on us.
Sorensen trying to get out of this jam. Misses down and away and gives a long look in. Gotta think he thought that was a strike.
Yeah.
Doesn't get the call. And inside, nice job by Crane to get out of the way of that.
I don't know how he got out of it, I'll be
Wow.
honest.
Well, it's been all these lefty batters so far have had success
Is this the
against Sorensen. I don't know if that's just a coincidence, yeah, but this is the 4th lefty.
4th one? That's 4 different batters in this Pennsbury lineup are lefties? Is that what you're telling me, Chris?
And that can allow Pacey to go righty, lefty, right,
Yeah.
mix things up.
He really could go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
2-1, that's just off the plate. Boy, that one didn't miss by much. That looked like a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, that one was. Bensalem had a legitimate gripe on that one.
I didn't hear a whole lot of griping, but I thought
you saw them wincing and dancing and
3-1 delivery catches the inside corner
I'll be
to
honest,
run the count full.
That one looked more like a ball than the last one. I'll be honest, but it might have been a makeup call. They both look like it is.
Either way, we get to the full count. So big spot here. I mean, first inning, of eventful one. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss a late swing, and he strikes out Derek Crane for out number 3. Sorensen giving up 3 runs, but they strand 2. Falcons get 3 runs on 3 hits, and we are through 1 complete inning. Just 1 inning so far of baseball. We've had a lot going on here, and the Falcons trail Bensalem 4-3. We'll be back to Napolitano Field in just a bit.
You know, McCaffrey's Food Market is exceptional every day, and they are proud to serve you since 1986. They're a local hometown business. They support your community, whether it's helping flood victims or holding fundraisers for the American Cancer Society or employing our local high school students. McCaffrey's is always there. They have the finest products, prime cuts of meat, a prepared food department where everything is made fresh daily, and also a fresh seafood department. Visit McCaffrey's Food Market near you in Yardley, Newtown, New Hope, Princeton, West Windsor, Gladwin, and Doylestown. They are exceptional every day, and they are local and proud of it.
Well, an early pitching change for the Pennsbury Falcons is coming in is right-handed senior Connor O'Brien. Big guy, 6'5", 270. We saw him on the football field.
Big guy.
For this Falcons team.
Yeah, left tackle converted into a tight end.
And, the Hawks, maybe just didn't have it today. I'm not sure if there was some other thinking there. Maybe he wasn't feeling it, but 4 runs, and they do, 5 hits that he gave up.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was pitching that bad. It wasn't even missing his spots real bad or anything like that. Just whatever he was doing today, Bensalem was loving it, and they were seeing the ball out of his hand very well. So, putting up a 4 spot in the first, they're going to go a different route, try different arms maybe.
Yeah, Bensalem sent 9 guys to the plate in the top of the first. So here they start the top of the second with their leadoff guy back up, Lucas Wilson.
They batted through, not around. There's a difference. There's a big debate in baseball. They batted through their lineup, not batting around.
That's why I try to pick 9 guys went up to the plate.
Yep, that's batted through.
That's correct.
If you get back to the 1 hole, then that's batting around. There's a big debate that if you just get through the 9 hole, you bat it around. No. You need to get the 1 hole hitter or whoever let off back up to a plate. I have a strong stance on it, and I'm going to stick to it.
I respect your position.
I'm a committed man. When I have a stance, I commit to it.
Yeah, I feel like batting around, I feel like that could be for 9 or 10. If you got 9 guys up there, you bat it around. I don't know. That's going to be in for a base hit out to right field. So Lucas Wilson today, 2 for 2 with a run scored.
I don't think anybody wants to try to pull the ball today. Everybody's just hitting it opposite field, just not trying to do too much with it, driving it to the opposite way, and everybody's having success with it right now. If I'm both coaches, I'm readjusting my lineup or my defensive positioning, trying to put everybody opposite field.
First time up for Pascarella, he worked a walk.
That's why I'm not a coach.
Scored a run. I don't know, that's not bad strategy.
That's why I'm a commentator.
And that, it's not like we had the good ideas, then the coaches have to implement them. Big swing there from Pascarella. O'Brien blows the fastball by him. Yeah, one thing with Owen Hawks too, saw him get into some deep counts, especially with Pascarella, as that one misses up. 2 balls and a strike. Is you have plans to go down to see some Phillies baseball early in the season, or you got some?
Got some tickets for tomorrow's game. Was given some free pair of tickets, so that's going to be interesting. Going to try to do it. Doing a game, obviously, for the station, doing Lawrence baseball over in Jersey, but going to be leaving at 3, trying to get down in time for first pitch. Give me a opening day T-shirt. Try to swap it out for a fat guy size, though, of course.
3 balls and a strike here. O'Brien looks over his shoulder, checks the runner. Ball 4 outside. So second walk worked by Pete Pascarella. And both in the first and in the second, you got the first couple of guys reaching base. So did Joe Doherty. Doherty with a RBI base hit in that first inning rally. Watches that one go by.
Yeah, O'Brien struggling a little bit here right now with runners on. Had that lead-off single to start this inning, and then the last batter just walked him.
Well, so far it's been pretty much perfect for Pennsbury. 3-0 start. They've gotten the offense going. They've scored a lot of runs. So today, this is the first adversity that they're really looking at this season, at least in their regular season games. And credit to Bensalem for the bounce back. That one's up. And a 3-0 count to Doherty. Yeah, I'm tempted to give my three-hole hitter a green light here. If he sees something he likes. We'll taken all the way.
We'll never know.
Yeah, again, that's why we're the commentators.
We'll never know.
Still a hitter's count. Ground ball on a couple of bounces. Finn Burke to second for one. Over to first.
Ooh.
It's a 5-4-3 twin killing for the Pennsbury Falcons. They get the double play, and a great job there by Finn Burke.
Man, oh man, I don't know how they were able to turn that. 5-4-3 deep from near third base, able to turn it. It was close at first. They definitely got him at second. The first base call was the close one. Obviously, you see head coach for Bensalem going out to talk about it. But man, oh man, that was executed perfectly by Pennsbury.
Yeah, and well played by Burke to charge the ball. Quick exchange, strong throw over to second, and now the umpires will discuss the situation, see if they change anything up. On the ground ball, over to third went Lucas Wilson. So the Owls with a runner at third, but two big outs.
Man, oh man. That was huge for Pennsbury.
And some bang-bang plays. Yeah, they went out there and talked with base umpire Pat Jones, and he even came in, talked with our home plate umpire, but call stands. And O'Brien now working to left fielder Logan Savage. Misses outside.
That is huge to begin with, because it looked like O'Brien obviously struggling with his command right now. It could have been bases loaded, no outs, but it turns into 2 outs, man at third. Get one more out, and you're out of this. No harm against you. That's huge.
Sometimes you got to pick up your teammates,
yeah.
right? I mean, he's struggling.
Maybe defense.
Yeah. O'Brien winds, fires, swing and a miss on the 1-1. Logan Savage hit the ground ball down the third baseline that looked like it might have been foul, called fair. The 1-2 gets him swinging. Out number 3 as the strikeout sets down the Owls in the top of the second. No runs. They do get a hit, and they leave one runner on base. We are through an inning and a half high school baseball back on WBCB. The Pennsbury Falcons trailing the Bensalem Owls 4-3. Don't forget, if you miss any of the action here on BCB, read about today's game in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian for your complete local and national news 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian or online Trentonian.com, the only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, Mercer County 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian, and just around the corner is another summer filled with Trenton Thunder baseball. Full and half-season ticket memberships, as well as multi-game packages on sale now for the 2026 season. Visit TrentonThunder.com/tickets to learn more today. Trenton Thunder baseball, big league futures, major league fun. Hey, America's Mechanic lives right here in Fairless Hills and supports Pennsbury High School. Fred Fletcher at Fletcher's Garage on the corner of Hood and South Olds Boulevard, trusted by Bucks County drivers since 2001. For complete automotive repair and maintenance performed by an expert ASE certified technicians, Fletcher's Garage is an official AAA auto repair facility, and they stand behind every repair with a dependable warranty. PA state inspection and emission, oil changes, suspension service, tire service, heating and cooling. Take your car, SUV, or pickup to Fletcher's Garage for commitment, honesty, quality service. Fred Fletcher, America's Mechanic, at Fletcher's Garage, Hood and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills. Now the Falcons plating 3 in the bottom of the first. They almost batted through. They had 8 guys
Almost.
up to the plate. And so it'll be Finn Burke leading off the second for the Falcons. Yeah, Falcons 17-7, and I forgot the 1. They went 17-7-1 last year. I forget why the tie.
There was a 1.
Yeah,
You never see a 1.
11-4 in SOL play. I think it was like an early game that maybe was suspended just because it went long, and they said, we'll just, extra.
We got no lights.
Yeah,
we're just finishing it. Let's call it a tie. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a weird situation. You never see ties in baseball, let alone at the high school level.
And again, this year defending that SOL Patriot Division Championship. And Bensalem jumped out to a big 4-0 lead. Falcons got 3 of their own. And now here we go. Finn Burke takes ball 1. Sorensen missing inside. Or was that for ball 2? I wasn't sure if that first one was a ball or a strike.
It was a ball. They didn't put it up on the scoreboard, but don't you worry, Chris. I put it up on our graphic book.
Yeah, we got our graphics up. We got the score bug going. Really appreciate everybody hanging with us for high school baseball. We got some softball that we're going to mix in throughout the spring. Two-one delivery. Ooh. Boy, Sorensen out there, kind of a deliberate pace. He really takes his time. Make sure he's on the same page with Doherty. We might need a pitch clock at the high school level. Outside, ball 4. Finn Burke.
McCaffrey's Food Market is
The walk. And the leadoff man is on for the Falcons in the bottom of the second. I feel like Bensalem, they need to try to a shutdown inning right here, Gus, because you jump out to that 4-0 advantage. You feel like, oh man, there's a certain mentality where you already start to feel like you kind of have the edge in the game. Then your opponent jumps back and they score 3 runs on you in the bottom of the first. You start to feel like things are slipping away a little bit.
Yeah, you're starting to feel like, things are starting to crumble here. And this early fight that we're having, I put up a couple good blows, but now Pennsbury's starting to fight back and, getting some combos of their own. Uppercut, side jab, straight jab. That looked really close. Oh, my God.
Aggressive lead there for Finn Burke. And, yeah, he had just got back ahead of Sorensen's throw. Meanwhile, for Pennsbury, also, this game starts, you feel like, oh man, we're down 4 runs. And now, especially with this, get your leadoff guy aboard, you start to get back to the attitude you had going into this game, that we are a good team and we're off to a good start this year and we got things working for us. Bensalem can't let them get back to all that good stuff. A double for Carlton Crane, his first time around, also scored a run. And before the 0-2, again, check on Burke. Good stop over there by Evan Jaffe. That was like down in the dirt. He had to make sure to stay in front of that one. 0-2. Ground ball, going to be a tough play. Charging it past Corella. His throw not in time as Carlton Crane with the wheels. An infield base hit. He's at first. Finn Burke moves up to second. And with nobody out in the bottom of the second, 2 on for Pierce Perry. Perry again, also a base hit, a run scored. His first time up today. We got no shortage of breezes as the wind picks up in there for a strike. All right, so what is your favorite like game day snack? I love and one of my go-tos is a good salted peanut in the shell.
It's not bad. I like a good salted peanut. You can never go wrong with me with a hot dog. You give me a hot dog, I'll do whatever.
You ever try that 999 challenge, or what is that?
Chris, I want to try that. Yes, I do. I haven't tried it, but I do want to try it.
It's like 9 hot dogs, 9 beers, and 9 innings.
Yeah, see, the hot dogs isn't the problem. It's the beers for me. The hot dogs are going to go down
1-1.
easy.
Ooh, that's in there. I think it all sounds like it could become a problem at some point.
The hot dogs are the easy part. It's the beers that's the problem. And what if it's a fast game? Then we're going to have an issue. Going to have to slug down 5 hot dogs and 5 beers in an hour. That'd be tough.
Let's see if we get the ball outside to Perry. And now Sorensen in a bit of trouble here in the bottom of the second. Throughout the season, hopefully they'll be having the soft pretzels and some concessions out here. I'm not sure if, I don't know, sometimes they would have a little table just to the right of us.
Yeah, we haven't seen that in a couple years, honestly.
2-2. Down low. Yeah, 2 games this afternoon on WBCB. You're with us for Pennsbury Bensalem. Also, we got Trenton hosting Ewing. And another one drops down low. Ball 4. A patient at bat for Pierce Perry as he works the walk, heads to first. That pushes Crane to second, Burke to third, and brings Brendan Zuckerman up to the plate. And a mound visit for Bensalem, maybe in part to talk about Zuckerman and how you don't want to make a mistake to this right-handed batter because he's got some pop in that bat. We've seen it from him last year, and again, already off to a productive start this season, but could make his presence felt right now in a big way.
Yeah, just looking at what we've got so far in this ballgame, bottom of the second, this is now the 3rd time we've had bases loaded in this game, and I feel like the 6th time, 7th time, we've had multiple runners in scoring position.
I feel like we might need some hot dogs or some peanuts around here. We might be here for a little bit today.
A hot dog sounds so good right now.
They're loaded up for the Falcons. At the plate, first baseman Brendan Zuckerman. Long look for Sorensen, and a good call there by Zuckerman to step out of the batter's box. And Sorensen right there. Patient, though, very deliberate. He's going to make him wait. He's on his own time. Winds and fires, and it's lifted out towards right field, but drifts well foul and out of play. And I think Sorensen, feeling the gravity of this moment in this game, has also slowed down a little bit to make sure he can hit his spots. Well, off the mark on that one. Good play by Doherty. Got like the cat quickness, or had to leapfrog out there to get that one.
Yeah, that one. And if he didn't get it, this backstop is so far back that one is easily scoring.
Yeah, Finn Burke over there at third. Ready for anything that gets past Doherty. 1-1. With a little off speed and a breaking ball. And Zuckerman just didn't quite have the timing on that one. I mean, that was a hittable pitch.
Yeah, definitely one he could have done something with and driven it.
Yeah, but a good job there by Sorensen by kind of changing speeds. Now delivers the 1-2. Way inside, nearly hit Zuckerman.
Almost clipped him.
Well, no room for error right here with the bases loaded. Even the hit by a pitch tie us up. And still nobody out here in the inning. 2-2. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout as Zuckerman goes down swinging. One away in the bottom of the second. And brings Tyler Lee back up to bat for the Pennsbury Falcons. First time for Lee. He walked and scored.
It was very aggressive on the base path.
Yeah, showed off a little speed out there, which is always an asset when you got a speedy catcher. An athlete at that spot, right down the third base line, underneath the glove of Matt Smith. And 2 score for the Pennsbury Falcons as Finn Burke in there and sliding safely into third. The Falcons now with 2 in scoring position. There, Pierce Perry with that slide, and Tyler Lee with the RBI single as he scores Finn Burke to tie us up at 4-4, and then Carlton Crane scores, and the Falcons jump in front, up 5-4 here in the bottom of the second. And now Michael Sognis into the batter's box. Sognis with a line out to left field. His first time up. Bensalem with the infield in. Low and in to Sognis.
And this is what we talked about for Bensalem in that first inning, trying to get to a big inning early to really put the pressure on this Pennsbury team, because you knew they were going to punch back, and they're doing that right now. 3 innings in the first to answer back, now 2 in the second. 2 men still in scoring position with only 1 out. Pennsbury really trying to put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, and already scoring 2 to take the lead. And we talked about how Bensalem could, start to feel this one slipping a little bit. And right now, Sorensen, he has to really focus in on Sognis. Can't worry about all the activity over there on second base and third base.
He's pitching well. He's hitting spots. He's just not getting the calls. That one looked very close. Looked good. Just a little bit outside. Umpire's not giving it to him.
2-0. Drops that one in for a called strike.
That one looked good.
Boy, and comes up hitting that spot when he really needed to. A 2-0 delivery. Still has a lot of work to do. Still in a bit of a situation here for the Owls. The 2-1 ground ball off the glove of Matt Smith. He knocks it down, goes to first base in time to get Michael Sognis. So a 5-3 putout for out number 2, but on the ground ball in to score another run for the Pennsbury Falcons is Pierce Perry, and that now makes it 6-4 as the Falcons with 3 in the first and now 3 more runs in the second. Moving up to third is Tyler Lee. And up to bat, center fielder Danny Seidler. He worked a walk, one of 4 free passes given up by Sorensen. Has helped to compound the damage.
Another close one.
Two balls and no strikes. You know, here at Vic Napolitano Field, you can bring whatever type of food or drink you would like. You know, sometimes down at Citizens Bank Park, you got to bring, like, it's a clear bag, and this, they have all these restrictions. The 2-0 fouled off. I think I must be hungry, because I'm thinking maybe baseball just leads to thoughts of snacks and food.
There's no better time to eat than during a baseball game.
Yeah.
It is. I'm pretty hungry too, and I ate before the game even started. But yeah, now they got these all weird rules that, like, it's either got to be in a plastic bag or in its original wrapper. Like, you can bring in a Wawa hoagie, but you can't bring in something in a drawstring bag. I don't get it.
I think out here you could bring your own grill if you want to. Come on down.
Let's do that.
Support the Falcons.
Let's get a grill going as we broadcast.
Makes up some hot dogs and hamburgers or something for 3 balls and a strike here to Danny Seidler. Seidler still runner at third for Pennsbury. Ground ball over to Lucas Wilson at second, and he makes the play. A 4-3 put out for out number 3, and the Pennsbury Falcons with 3 more runs in the bottom of the second. They get those 3 runs on, what do we got, 2 hits in the inning, and they leave 1 runner stranded. So Falcons up 6-4, high school baseball on WBCB. And we'll step aside, return here to Vic Napolitano Field in just a moment.
You know, McCaffrey's Food Market is exceptional every day, and they are proud to serve you since 1986. They're a local hometown business. They support your community, whether it's helping flood victims or holding fundraisers for the American Cancer Society or employing our local high school students. McCaffrey's is always there. They have the finest products, prime cuts of meat, a prepared food department where everything is made fresh daily, and also a fresh seafood department. Visit McCaffrey's Food Market near you in Yardley, Newtown, New Hope, Princeton, West Windsor, Gladwin, and Doylestown. They are exceptional every day, and they are local and proud of it.
Welcome back to Vic Napolitano Field. High school baseball on WBCB. McCaffrey's game of the day. Chris Ermer with Gus the Bus Barber. And great to have you with us. We got a little cloud cover here. It's such a great day for opening day. And time to hit the roads. Get the open roads this spring. And do it in a brand new Sierra pickup truck from your hometown Sierra dealer, Peruzzi Buick GMC in Fairless Hills. Nowhere will you find a better deal on a new Sierra pickup than Peruzzi Buick GMC. Their entire inventory of Sierra pickups reduced 20% off MSRP pricing and are available with 0% financing. So this spring, all summer, Go where you never thought you could go in a brand new Sierra pickup truck from Peruzzi, Buick GMC, Business Route 1, Fairless Hills, 20% off their entire inventory of Sierra pickups, plus 0% financing. The first pitch delivered by Connor O'Brien here in the top of the third is taken out to left field, base hit for Tommy Jackson. And the Owls again get their leadoff guy aboard, third inning in a row, where their leadoff batter has reached. So Jackson at first, Cole Hassan at the plate. And O'Brien tries to pick off the right fielder. And great time of year for all the sports. I mean, we got high school baseball back on BCB, opening day, and the major leagues. Sweet 16 action. Got any, how's your bracket doing? I was doing all right for a while. You know what, I went the Gus the Bus Barber route and picked Michigan.
Did you? Now, that's my guy. See, funny enough, so
1-0 here.
Now that you said that, obviously my Michigan Wolverines are very heavily invested and one of the favorites.
They're looking pretty good. Yeah.
I was so emotionally attached to this March Madness that I didn't make a bracket because I knew I wasn't going to care anyway, because all I care about is my Michigan Wolverines going all the way and winning it.
Well, now since I picked him in my bracket, I'm with you.
You're with me, baby. Let's go.
I got
Let's
like
go
an outside
Wolverines.
chance to be in the money.
Hey, we got a strong chance. I'll take it against anybody. I always say some of the
O'Brien here with a 3-0. There he gets the called strike.
Some of the teams that are hardest to bet for are teams that are led by freshmen. And you see Duke, you see Arizona, you see a lot of these teams led by freshmen. Michigan, we don't need freshmen. We got a lot of sophomores, juniors.
The 3-1.
So that's why I think
sliced foul.
We got the recipe for success.
When do they play? Tonight or
tomorrow? They play tomorrow. Tonight there's a slate of games. There's only one number 1 seed playing tonight. But.
Well, it is a great time of year when all the sports are going on. Like we mentioned at the start here, as O'Brien's hat comes flying off. You know, all these baseball teams with high hopes, high aspirations. All right, so now a full count to Hassan. As O'Brien has worked his way back into this one. The righties 3-2, down and away. And Hassan works the walk. He's at first, Jackson's at second. Clarence Miller up to bat, I think. Or we may have a pinch hitter or a pinch runner.
Think or
Looks
do
like
you know?
Pinch runner. That is Matt Doherty. And he will take first for Hassan. Well, we've had a lot of runs this afternoon. 6 up on the board for Pennsbury, 4 for Bensalem. And we're just in the top of the third.
Yeah, we still got a lot of baseball to go. Feels like we've had enough for a whole game's worth of action. We're not even halfway through.
Well,
not even
good.
a quarter of the way through.
It's good to be back, and now we have we've got at least a little spicy game. Well-placed bunt down the first base line, and no play for Pennsbury, as that just past Connor O'Brien. Zuckerman was charging it and kind of got past him.
That was placed perfectly.
Masterful.
Oh, my God. See, nobody cares about bunting anymore in the baseball world, but the art of bunting is really that. It's an art form, and that was pure Da Vinci right there, that bunt played. Oh.
Now, Evan Jaffe with the bases loaded, and it skips past Tyler Lee. So everybody moves on up, including Tommy Jackson. He crosses home plate and makes it a 6-5 game. Bensalem getting a run closer. Cole Hassan to third, Miller up to second.
Bensalem not going away, though. They are fighting nails and claw. Is that what that says? Tooth and nails?
Tooth and nail. Tooth and nail.
Yeah.
Hammer and tong.
Something like that, yeah. I do that a lot. I get multiple sayings mixed up.
They're fighting their way back into this and not letting it slip away. We're talking about that feeling. This is where you know that energy comes back to the dugout pretty quick when you get something going. In there for strike one. Like Jaffe there, just kind of waiting for O'Brien to hit the strike zone. Falcons with the infield in at second, first, and third. Jaffe right there. Looked like, I think he thought he had a pitch to hit, and comes up empty. Looked a little frustrated with himself.
Yeah, it looked like a fastball up in the zone, which is a beach ball for hitters.
Always enticing.
Good time there.
Time called at the plate. We're talking about how Sorensen has been deliberate. That time Connor O'Brien taking his time. Jaffe here looking fastball. And before the 1-2, little spin move there by O'Brien. Chases Miller back to second. Now comes with it, 1-2. Ground ball, slowly hit, taken by Finn Burke, and his throw over to first is in time.
Bensalem runners thought there was 2 outs and had 2 runners at third. There was a little miscommunication, and I think Pennsbury just nonchalantly threw it back to him, and everybody's safe, second and third now. And Basie is not happy about that, which I wouldn't be either. You had a free out, it looked like.
They do get the 1 out at first base. Another solid job by Finn Burke, it appeared, but maybe he just didn't read that right. Swing and a miss for Matt Smith. I guess Burke made the right play. It was Zuckerman's response over there at first base, and the Pennsbury unable to cover the bag. A short pop-up, ranging over there. Sognus makes the catch, and there's 2 away. To the top of the lineup for Bensalem. Another chance for Lucas Wilson, already 2 for 2. But here a base hit could have put his team back on top. O'Brien fires, but misses low. O'Brien's 1-0 pitch right down the middle. Yeah, a bunch of high school baseball on BCB. Also your spot on the radio dial for the Phillies, the 1-1. O'Brien with strike 2. Big spot here. Wilson, a really good contact hitter, and steps into the batter's box and right away calls time. I think maybe trying to throw O'Brien off. Trying to get some little edge. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And he goes down for out number 3, Lucas Wilson. And Connor O'Brien gets the big strikeout. Owls do get one back, make it a 6-5 game, but they strand 2 as we've got 2.5 in the books. And the Falcons are in front 6-5 here from Vic Napolitano Field. It's high school baseball on WBCB. And today's game brought to you by Di Lorenzo's The Berg Pizza, 8919 New Falls Road in Levittown, just down the road from Falcon Field, owned and operated by third-generation family member Tyler Di Lorenzo. Tyler uses the same recipes his great-grandparents did back in the 1940s in Trenton's famous Chambersburg section. Try the only original Trenton tomato pie or other great gourmet pizzas, including their mustard pie, soups, fresh salads, hot sandwiches, homemade pasta dishes, all served in a safe, clean environment. Eat in or take out. Call 215-943-2605. That's 215-943-2605. Oh, man, this is great to be here today, hanging out with Gus, doing the high school baseball thing. But it is a little bit of an adjustment, right? We go from basketball to baseball, and there's like a whole different atmosphere out here, right? We got more time to talk.
Yeah.
But, man, when the action happens, it happens pretty quick. I mean, right there on that ground ball over to Finn Burke, he made a good play. And then behind the play, like, I saw Pacey's yelling at things. And
there was a miscommunication on the base path.
Now you
The
can't,
whole thing. You can't step away for a second, you know?
Now you look away, and, a lot can happen out there. And a 6-5, we've seen a lot happen so far today. Bensalem getting 1 run back in the top of the 3rd. But they have not been able to set this Pennsbury team down so far. And in fact, for Pennsbury, it's been like their leadoff guys have been very successful. We'll see if Sorensen can get a little bit of an edge here in the bottom of the 3rd, because he'll be seeing the 7, 8, and 9 hole batters for this Falcons team. But Falcons seems like they got good hitters up and down the lineup. We talked about the experience, like the varsity guys that they are bringing back, the seniors on this team.
Yeah,
and
this team's loaded of 1 through 9. Anybody in this roster can hit. And it really helps, just like we said, the balance of this squad of left, right hitters. They have plenty of left-handed hitters where they can really separate some of these guys, put some pressure on the top of the lineup, do some certain things like they did today. Obviously, you had Sorensen on the mound for Bensalem, a left-handed. You start off the day with 2 left-handed right off the bat, and then you roll the lineup over with the lefty. So that's 3 left-handed hitters that he's got to deal with right there. That's not something you typically are normally accustomed to in the high school level, but this squad, you're able to do that, and that's going to be a lot of tinkering and moving around pace he's going to be able to do this year. It's going to be fun.
Well, first guy up here in the bottom of the 3rd is a right-handed batter, Casey Shannon, who had a base hit. Is this guy from Australia or something?
I don't know, but this is an interesting song for your walk-up. If you can't hear, obviously, walk-up song right now is Land Down Under.
Yeah, Men at Work.
Men at Work. From the Land Down Under.
Well, Casey Shannon, he had a base hit first time around.
It'd be cool if he was from Australia to have this song. If you're a big MMA fan like I am, Alexander Volkanovski, the champ in the UFC, he's from Australia, and his walkout song is this song, so it's cool to see it that way, but...
Today's game brought you public service by the Pennsbury Parents Baseball Club, and they got the PA out here, and it's cool to have that atmosphere where you get the walk-up music and all the batters can get a little energy as they step into the batter's box. That one missing wide for ball 1 to Shannon.
My favorite is the Spanish music. Oh, where did that one miss? I love the Spanish music that some of these kids pick. It's great.
Pitching change here. Cole Hassan on the mound. Hassan was out in center field, so we got to get some, see the defensive changes. Ground ball, couple of bounces to Pascarella, and he makes a strong throw in time to get Casey Shannon one away here in the bottom of the third. That's the first inning that has started with an out here today.
That's crazy to think about since we are in the bottom of the third, but you're not wrong. It's been a very, very good day for both teams offensively.
Lots of base runners out there today at Vic Napolitano Field, but right now base is empty for Derek Crane, who takes down low from Cole Hassan. Again, Hassan in relief of Hayden Sorensen. So I'm guessing maybe it's Sorensen who's out there now in center, the 1-0 outside.
Well, there's a righty in center, so I don't think it's Sorensen, because Sorensen's a lefty, am I correct?
Yes.
Well, I know I'm correct. We saw him pitch, and we've been talking about how he's a lefty all day. At least I have.
You are correct, sir.
Correct.
Little Ed McMahon. Fly ball out to left field. Under it is Logan Savage. Makes the grab to retire Derek Crane, and there's 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the third. Is it possible we could actually get a 1-2-3 inning?
You know, Chris, I was thinking it. I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to jinx it, but then you said it. So if anybody's going to jinx it, I'd rather you than me. So, but yeah, who would have thought we'd be to the bottom of the third and we might now just be seeing a 1-2-3 inning?
First time up for Finn Burke, he was able to work a walk. He came around to score, this time down the third base line, but just foul. Not fouled by much. We've seen a lot of excitement down that third base line today, including an early call that benefited the Owls. 0-1 hits him. So Finn Burke to first base. He's hit by the pitch.
That's on you, Chris. No 1-2-3.
Oh man, I should have never said nothing.
First hit batter of the game today, so that's good to see the pitchers both being able to have a good command and good control of their stuff today. Especially for both teams that we've seen multiple pitchers.
Right, both teams have had a couple of guys out there on the mound as Pennsbury now flipping the lineup. Shortstop Carlton Crane, who's already had a pretty good day, 2 for 2, a double, a single, and 2 runs scored. See if he can muster something up with 2 outs here and 1 on. Takes that one well wide. First inning of work here for the righty Cole Hassan. I'm not sure if Finn Burke is going anywhere, but they're paying a lot of attention to him. Another pickoff attempt. Hey, you look at this Pennsbury team, graduating talent like Ryan Weber and Joe Beitler, Dylan Hirsch last season. Another one just outside of the zone. But they bring back Keller Bradley, Carlton Crane, some of the varsity returners. Connor O'Brien we've seen on the mound, Sognus. I mean, they're pretty deep, too. I mean, we talked about Henry Garlitz and the work that he's been doing interviewing some of the teammates, but, you know, he's kind of waiting in the wings and is, you know, a very good all-around athlete. 3-0 outside, a 4-pitch walk to Carlton Crane, and with 2 down, that'll put 2 on for Pierce Perry. Perry has also been hot, a single and a walk, and 2 runs scored in his 2 trips around.
Speaking of all those Spanish songs that I've been able to discover because of walk-ups, this is one of them. I don't know what it's called, but I love that song. I think it was Johan Rojas' song, too. Oh, it's awesome.
That's like a song, or that was like just a.
It just sounds like noises and stuff. But it's awesome, man. The beats are great. They're upbeat. It makes you want to move your hips.
Bottom of the third here. Falcons in front, 6-5. Yeah, a little interesting dimensions here. It's 331 down the right and left field line. They didn't want to make it 330.
Can't have even
Making a nice round number. Now 331 down both the right and left field line, 390 to dead center. That's
Can you
a
get
poke.
an even 400?
Yeah, good point.
The center is the one that aggravates me more.
Falcons holding on to a 6-5 lead, looking for a little two-out magic. Maybe it's in the bat of Pierce Perry. Good take down low and a good stop by Doherty. Drops that shin down and keeps both runners where they're at.
Done a good job behind the plate today.
Yeah, defensively for both teams, it's been a pretty solid game for being early in the season. The 1-1 a little bit outside. It feels like if there's any rust or any early season issues, it's been on the mound from both of these teams, with pitchers maybe having a little trouble getting into the strike zone, finding their rhythm. Hassan's 2-1, line drive out to center, but out there making the play, I mean, right on the play. Bensalem kind of taking away nice contact there from Pennsbury, but they end up getting turned away here in the bottom of the third. And it remains a 6-5 game. No runs, Falcons with no hits, and they leave one runner on base. So Falcons up a run after 3 innings of high school baseball on WBCB. And we will step aside, return here to Pennsbury High School for more action. Falcons hosting the Owls. It's high school baseball on WBCB.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time, where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township.
Welcome back to Pennsbury High School. That play out in center field was made by Dylan Barnhart. He was the guy who came in for the relief pitcher Cole Hassan, and makes a nice play out there on the line drive. And it remains a 6-5 game. McCaffrey's game of the day. McCaffrey's Food Markets, exceptional every day. And don't forget, if you miss any of today's action, read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. Outstanding local and national news 7 days a week. It's all in the Trentonian or online, Trentonian.com. Connor O'Brien's first pitch here in the fourth is dribbled foul. As we get back to action, and Pete Pascarella leading off the inning for the Owls. Owls with 4 runs in the first. They got one in the third. Sharply hit ground ball. Sognus fields it cleanly and makes that one look easy. 1 down on the ground out. Brings up Joe Doherty. Same thing there for Bensalem. That's the first inning where their first batter has been retired today. Pennsbury today almost going with what you see in the major leagues sometimes with an opener. Owen Hawks got the start here today. He worked 1 inning, and then Connor O'Brien comes in to kind of take over. Misses outside for a ball and a strike to Doherty.
The opener technique, it's always an interesting technique, but at the high school level, obviously that's going to be a real thing.
And definitely not like a traditional way to a pro hits him. Joe Doherty hit by the pitch. He's at first, and Logan Savage will get his shot at the plate. And a pinch runner for the catcher. That is Dan Bevins. Over there at first for Doherty. Down low, good stop there by Tyler Lee. Stay in front of that one. Savage so far today, 1 for 2. Struck out swinging to end the second, his last time up. And takes low and away. Well, a nice day, but as the clouds start to roll in, the wind picks up. It is a little bit starting to get just a bit chilly. That hit him. Back-to-back batters hit by the pitch. And it's runners at first and second for Bensalem, and Tommy Jackson stepping up to the plate. And it seems like he's made good contact today. A line out to right field and a base hit for Jackson. And you brought it up last inning, Gus. Bensalem, this team not going away without, it's a scrappy bunch over there. They're proving it.
Yeah, they're going to keep fighting. They're not just going to roll over and die. They're going to keep fighting back. And obviously, after putting up 6 after the first 2 innings for Pennsbury, they didn't let that deter them. And now they're in a prime position, a runner in scoring position, only down by 1, only 1 out.
Yeah, this one is a battle today. That one down low in the dirt.
And he looked like he went, he attempted. Looked like he attempted, but then tried to pull back and it hit him. But I don't know.
If you swing, even if the ball hits you, you don't get first base.
Yeah, it was a bunt attempt. I don't know if he was able to pull it back or not.
Yeah, and now after the umpires discuss it, I think they are saying that he offered at the ball. So everybody's got to go back. Bensalem goes back to runners at first and second. Again, home plate umpire Bob Angelucci trying to explain things to Bensalem. And these are the situations where I can understand how, coaches, managers get upset when umpires claim to see things one way and they call it a certain way, and then they talk with, they have a consultation, and then all of a sudden, did they see it a different way? Did they not see what they just saw? But at some point, you got to wrap up this. Yeah, there we go. This whole diatribe. You're not going to win it.
No, you're not going to win it. You're gonna get your piece. You're gonna get your piece off. You're gonna let him hear it, but
Pat Wanley, you're gonna speak your piece.
Oh, absolutely. She definitely does that. Good old Pat Wanley.
The 0-2 bouncing ball taken at short. Carlton Crane over to second for 1. The throw to first is not in time. They don't turn the double play. They do get out number 2 at second base as they retire Logan Savage on a 6-4 put out for out number 2. So that puts Tommy Jackson at first. Joe Doherty moves up to third. Runners at the corners with 2 away for center fielder, now pitcher, Cole Hassan.
I think Pacey's going to ask for help on that play at first.
Yeah, we got a little timeout again for another umpire powwow.
Powwow. I like that.
And now, yeah.
I think maybe Pacey's trying to argue about maybe the throw from second
was interference.
Was interfered, yeah, just by how he reacted right there with the example of
that body language.
Yeah. I love how somebody in the fan just goes, "It's getting dark." That was good. I love the comedic side of baseball.
Yeah, well, we got this game is.
But he's not wrong. You know,
it's going to be a long one.
There's been a lot of action in this game, not just from the runs, but the different conversations.
Yeah.
Both coaches have had. There's been.
And all the base runners. You know what I mean?
Oh my
when
gosh.
you get a game with a lot of runs scored, a lot of hits, you know, that game's going to take a little while. Right now, the Falcons with 6 runs on 5 hits, and for the Owls, 5 runs on 8 hits. And after the case has been made,
I think both coaches are gonna
I
not
think we're
be
gonna
happy
get back
with their
to
arguments.
get back to playing here. Play ball.
That's my horn impersonation. It wasn't good.
So yeah, runners at the corners. O'Brien working to Hassan. Righty misses down and away. Well, the other thing, when you get a battle like this, a game that goes back and forth, then every play, you know, your manager, your coach is going to be out there. Foul ball, 1-1 count. Maybe you can let things go if the game looks like it's getting out of hand or it's a little bit lopsided. Here, this one has been in the balance with a lot of action from the start. Tipped foul for strike 2. Yeah, Nolan Kalenko comes over, grabs that ball. I mean, that speaks to some of the depth. I mean, we've seen him, you know, do some impressive things.
Yeah, he was a starter a lot of times last year, and it's going to be this year. So to see him not even getting playing time today.
The 1-2 just wide, and they appeal the swing, and Hassan did check the swing. So deuce is wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 down. And the 2-2.
Where did that
Maybe just low a little bit.
I'll be honest. Where did that miss, Chris?
Borderline, but is called ball 3 to make it a full count. All right, here we go. Payoff pitch. Here with 2 on, a 1-run game, called third strike. Gets him looking. Hassan disappointed. He felt like it was almost in the same spot. I think he's got a point there, but just a little bit closer. A bit of a better pitch there by O'Brien.
He's got an argument. It was almost the exact same spot as the last one, but let's have the argument to start with. That looked like a very good pitch to begin with. So you could say he was right there, but it could have been a strike to begin with. So way to get out of that inning for Pennsbury, and what a heart-wrenching way to end that inning with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, so no runs there. They do leave 2 on base, and we are through 3.5. It's Pennsbury 6, Bensalem 5, high school baseball on BCB. Hey, America's Mechanic lives right here in Fairless Hills and supports Pennsbury High School. Fred Fletcher's at Fletcher's Garage on the corner of Hood and South Olds Boulevard. Trusted by Bucks County drivers since 2001 for complete automotive repair and maintenance performed by expert ASE certified technicians, Fletcher's Garage. They're an official AAA auto repair facility, and they stand behind every repair with a dependable warranty. PA state inspection and emission, oil changes, suspension service, tire service, heating and cooling. Take your car, SUV, or pickup to Fletcher's Garage for commitment, honesty, and quality service. Fred Fletcher, America's mechanic at Fletcher's Garage, Hood and South Old Boulevard in Fairless Hills. And don't forget, if you miss any of the action on BCB, read about it in tomorrow's Trentonian for complete local and national news 7 days a week. It's all in the pages of the Trentonian. Oh man, great to be back with high school baseball. And just around the corner, another summer filled with Trenton Thunder baseball. Full and half-season ticket memberships as well as multi-game packages are on sale now for the 2026 season. Visit TrentonThunder.com/tickets to learn more today. Trenton Thunder baseball, big league futures, major league fun. Yeah, I wonder if Pennsbury has any games over at Trenton Thunder Ballpark.
I think they got one this year.
That's always
sure.
great.
I think it's against Penridge again.
Such a cool venue. It's so close to this area. You know, it's easy to get to. And the players get an opportunity to play on this great field, the atmosphere. So I always look forward to that. We get to move into Mike Warren's office when we go over there. Mike calls the games for the Trenton Thunder, and so we get to kind of move into his space when Pennsbury is over there. They also do a bunch of games for some of the Mercer County teams that will get an opportunity to play at Trenton Thunder Field. Bottom of the fourth, and Hassan starts Zuckerman with one just a bit inside. Kicks, fires the breaking ball, is fouled away and drifts out of play. Evan Jaffe gave it a little bit of a look, but 1-1 count to Zuckerman. All right, so what kind of score do we got on the Phillies, Gus?
5-0.
Whoa.
Alec Boehm hit a 3-run home run.
5-0 for the good guys. That's great. 1-1. Grounded foul down the third baseline. Well, again, WBCB, not only do we have high school sports coverage on the WBCB Sports Network on YouTube, but on the radio side, your spot on the radio dial for Phillies baseball. The 1-2 got him, as couldn't check the swing, and Brendan Zuckerman, strikeout victim for out number one to start the fourth. Brings up Tyler Lee. He's got a walk and a run scored in the first, an RBI single in the second, and takes inside. Somehow that in there in the strike zone there for Hassan. Time up high for a 1-1 count. Lined to left, but foul. Today's game brought to you as a public service by the Pennsbury Parents Baseball Club. I'd like to wish the Falcons the best of luck today. Come out, support your Pennsbury Falcons. And we hope you're enjoying today's game on WBCB. Thanks to Ava Fife behind the camera for us today.
I know, and it's so weird because the camera's set up a little bit farther away from us, so we don't get to see Ava really this whole time. So I hope Ava's okay out there. Should check up on her after this setting.
This Saturday we're doing some games over in Jersey, and one of the spots, 2-2, fouled away. Made the 2-2 count to Tyler Lee. We do some stuff over at Notre Dame in Lawrence, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And where we set up there, we're basically on a hill.
It's
but
the worst
there's
setup, I'll
no
be honest.
fence.
Yeah.
There's no netting. And
You got like one tree next to you.
you got to look out. Driven deep to left. Back for it is Logan Savage, and he's got it. Nice job there by Savage to get to the ball. Almost had to do a little sidestep out there, and then makes a secure catch. And there's 2 down. Michael Sognes. I think he's the only guy. No, he and Derek Crane have not reached. So he would love to turn that around here with a line out and a ground out so far for Sognes.
And if I remember last year, we only had 2 home runs by this Pennsbury team on their WBCB broadcast crew schedule, and one of them was from Michael Sognes. Other one was by Nolan Kalenko.
1-1 in there for a strike. Well, you brought it up earlier, and definitely the way the wind is blowing in, not the kind of day where you expect to see anybody hit some homers. That ball just up a little bit, 2-2 count. That hits him right in the back. Well, that's one way to reach base, get hit by a pitch.
Hey, if there's any pitch to be hit by, it's going to be a curveball. That's what I want to be hit by. Barely even feel it. Still feel it. But.
So with 2 down, Sognes at first, and brings up Danny Seidler. Check over there on Sognes. Now that he's on base, maybe he's going to get, we're going to make something happen out there. He looks runnerish. He's moving those feet. Another pickoff attempt.
A little skittish over there. Getting a little angsty.
Yeah, Falcons here returning 17 varsity players, including 6 of their starters and several players who saw starts and significant action last year. But we got a great game for you today to get our high school baseball underway. It started with some fireworks in the first inning, 4 runs to get this game started for Bensalem. Falcons answered back with 3 of their own. Well, that one was close. Another pickoff attempt, and Sognes barely back in time. Yeah, and then the Falcons got 3 more in the bottom of the second, and that put them up, and they continue to hold that advantage. Bensalem getting 1 back. They got a run in the top of the 3rd. Cole Hassan checks the runner. Just a bit off the plate, outside. And Seidler's in a good spot here. 3 balls, no strikes.
Bensalem just not getting that outside corner. They haven't been getting it all game.
And it's been consistent, you know, and I'm always out there defending the guys in blue today. Bob Angelucci behind the plate, Pat Jones out there on the bases. But before the game, we kind of got into a little bit of a discussion about ABS and the fact that at the major league level, that ball just off the plate, ball 4 to Seidler. So he works a walk, so a hit by pitch and a walk will give the Falcons runners at first and second, and Casey Shannon up to bat. Yeah, this year players will have the opportunity to challenge balls and strike calls. And I think that's great. It's some of those things are like you could not replicate that at the high school level,
No.
though.
We don't have the camera budget for that.
I mean, I guess that's similar to like replay in high school football. Like, you don't get that.
No, you don't get that either. High school is really deprivileged for that.
I guess so.
Or deprived.
Yeah.
Deprivileged. That's not a word.
Well, it definitely doesn't have the benefit of all that stuff. 1-0.
Can you come from a land down under? What a walk-up song.
But do you think that's gonna? I don't know. Do you like ABS?
I do. I like ABS. You still have the real feel aspect with the umpire still calling the balls and strikes. But heck, you look at NFL. If you can challenge a play here and there, why can't you challenge a ball and strike here and there? It's not like they have unlimited. You got to be real strategic with it. I really do like the ABS.
The 2-0 pitch just catches the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike here to Casey Shannon.
I've actually been waiting to see the first time that either team does it in the Phillies game. Haven't seen it yet. But
Balk.
we got a balk. Too busy over here talking about ABS. We missed a crucial balk.
That puts Sognus at third, Seidler at second, and could be a significant development here, because now if Casey Shannon can get a base hit, those runners are going to be off on the crack of the bat. And a chance here with 2 down to possibly extend this Pennsbury lead. I mean, not drastically different, but feels different when you got second and third instead of first and second. Shannon 1 for 2 so far on the afternoon. Hassan winds and fires, kind of tied him up on that one. You know, I think at the major league level, and you know, getting the call right is so important that, you know, sometimes you need something a little more precise than the human eye. And if that's what's, you know, I think it could be 2-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle, cut off there by Pasquarella. His throw to first is in time. Nice job by the Bensalem shortstop to get Casey Shannon. That could have been trouble, and certainly would have been another run for the Falcons if that throw was not in time. So Pasquarella with a nice job, and we are through 4. It remains a 6-5 game, no runs there in the 4th for the Pennsbury Falcons. And they leave 1 guy out there.
2 guys.
2 runners on base are stranded. And it's high school baseball on WBCB. We got stuff blowing away. Hey, you know what? With my papers blowing away, let's take a break.
Yeah.
And recognize some of our sponsors. 6-5, Falcons on top of Bensalem, here from Pennsbury High School.
The Peruzzi Automotive Group. No matter where you purchased your car, take it to a local Peruzzi dealership service department for the best deals on tires. Buy 3, get the 4th free. All makes and models. Name brand tires. The Peruzzi Automotive dealerships on Route 1 in Fairless Hills, where our business is you.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills.
Don't forget, if you missed any of today's action, read all about it in the Trentonian. Outstanding local and national news and sports coverage 7 days a week. It's all in the pages of the Trentonian. Connor O'Brien delivers a strike as we get the 5th inning underway, and DH Clarence Miller at bat for Bensalem.
be honest, surprised O'Brien's still in, obviously, with how he looked in his first inning out there. It looked like he wasn't struggles finding his command, finding the zone, walked a couple guys, found himself in sticky situations. But he's still out there, and he's still going strong.
1-1, a bouncer up the middle, backhanded by Carlton Crane, and the throw in time. A backhanded snare by Brendan Zuckerman, and a bang-bang play. Bensalem out of the dugout to say, hey, our guy beat the throw.
Now, he didn't beat the throw, but the first baseman, Zuckerman, wasn't on the bag. He came off the bag to catch that ball and then tapped a little afterwards. And it didn't look like he ever touched the bag. As you can see, Zuckerman kind of, the body language over there showing off that he knows what happened. And if the home plate umpire saw what I saw, this is going to get overturned and he's going to be safe. Oh, they're calling him out. All right. Then again, I could have just been seeing things. Who knows?
Well, you saw what Bensalem saw.
Yeah.
Because they immediately reacted to that play, coming out of the dugout. I mean, a great job by Carlton Crane just to make it close over there.
Hell of a play. Hell of a play.
So 1 down. And a swing and a miss from Evan Jaffe. Jaffe 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Takes wide, a 1-1 count with 1 away.
Seems like somebody's cleaning out a storage container to the right of us with a blower, doing a little Dexter style, clean it out.
The 1-1, yeah, that's strike 2 right there. Ball, 2 strikes, swing and a miss as O'Brien cuts down Jaffe, and 2 up, 2 down in the 5th. Yeah, Connor O'Brien, his pitch count is still decent. He's thrown 59. So a pitcher who's been a starter for this team, you expect them to be stretched out this way. You make a good point though, Gus. Like, you looked at how he started and it looked a little shaky. And now it feels like he's picking up a rhythm and
really finding his command.
Yeah, like has been settling in, and now he's dialed in.
It's his best inning look so far, as we have papers flying around. This wind isn't really our friend right now.
Well, I can't keep my papers from flying out of my hands. And 1-1 from O'Brien. Fouled out of play on the right side. After the game, we'll be talking to our DiLorenzo's player of the game. Today's game brought to you as a public service by the Pennsbury Parents Baseball Club. Wishing the team, the Falcons, the best of luck today and throughout the season. Come on out, support your Pennsbury Falcons. Hope you're enjoying today's game. Oh, that one just a bit inside. O'Brien winds, fires. Ooh, off the plate by just a little bit. I mean, that was so close. Falcons not liking that call.
We've been saying how Bensalem hasn't been getting that outside corner. You saw it right there. Pennsbury's not getting it either. And exact same location.
Low and away. And at bat there, Matt Smith works the walk. So with 2 down, he's at first for Lucas Wilson. Next league series for this Bensalem team, they'll be taking on Neshaminy. Meanwhile, Pennsbury will face Harry S. Truman in their next 3-game series. And then these 2 teams meet back again on Thursday. Skips away from Lee and Matt Smith. Opportunistic base running out there. could be the tying run. Got him to go, couldn't check the swing. Yeah, it's big to get that runner out there at second base. The 1-1 in there for a strike.
Got the outside corner that time.
The 1-2. Short pop-up, that could be trouble. In from left and actually back from short is Carlton Crane. He seemed like he came out of nowhere. I thought that was going to be Shannon's ball over there, and he had to make a long run from left field, but Carlton Crane saw a path to the baseball and made the play. And it's a big one to keep this a one-run game. Falcons in front 6-5 after 4.5 innings now. We go to the bottom of the 5th here on WBCB. And just around the corner, another great summer filled with Trenton Thunder baseball. Full and half-season ticket memberships, multi-game packages on sale now for the 2026 season. Visit TrentonThunder.com/tickets to learn more today. Trenton Thunder baseball, big league futures, major league fun. Thanks also to Peruzzi Buick GMC in Fairless Hills. It is time to hit the open roads this spring and summer in a brand new Sierra pickup truck from your hometown Sierra dealer. Peruzzi Buick GMC in Fairless Hills. Nowhere are you going to find a better deal on a new Sierra pickup than Peruzzi Buick GMC. Their entire inventory of Sierra pickups reduced 20% off MSRP pricing, and they're available with 0% financing available this spring and summer. Go where you never thought you could in a brand new Sierra pickup truck from Peruzzi Buick GMC over there on Business Route 1 in Fairless Hills. And a great offer, 20% off their entire inventory of Sierra pickups, plus 0% financing. And you missed the action here on BCB today? Read about today's game in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. Outstanding local and national sports coverage. Count on it 7 days a week. It's all in the pages of the Trentonian. Chris Ermer with Gus the Bus Barber here on the campus of Pennsbury High School. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, Falcons continuing to hold on to a one-run lead. And leading off the inning for the Falcons is number 9, right fielder Derek Crane. Derek 0 for 2. And right now, he's the lone guy in this Falcons lineup that has not reached base. And things now, Gus, have settled down, at least as far as the offense is concerned. It was going great guns at the beginning of this game, but then Falcons were set down with a scoreless bottom of the 3rd. We had a scoreless 4th inning and a scoreless top of the 5th as that ground ball handled by Wilson. And there's one up, one down here in the bottom of the 5th.
It was hot and heavy early. Just a lot of good contact, just getting runners on, getting them in to score, but slowed down the last couple innings. Obviously, we've only had one run in the last 3 innings as my makeshift chair almost makes me fall. That would have been hysterical. You weren't there, but back in basketball season, I actually broke a chair just sitting on it. Princeton Day School, don't know how that happened. Just sat there. And just
well, I know how it happened. They didn't have good chairs.
No, I'm fat. That's how it happened.
No. You need to have a good chair. Yeah. Come on.
Little makeshift chair here for me today.
I bet. How old do you think? Sometimes in these schools, these chairs.
Oh, that chair had to be at least
30, 40 years old.
It was one of those ones where it was like half metal, half plastic. So it's like metal and plastic connected. Plastic broke, obviously.
0-1 there to Finn Burke is down low. Ball and a strike to him as Hassan delivers just inside. And one of the things that kind of has settled this game down has been Cole Hassan, who came in relief of Sorensen and Connor O'Brien. Really settled things down for the Falcons. Since the explosive top of the first, they've only given up one additional run so far today. The 3-1 delivery, drops that one in there. Nice off-speed pitch from Cole Hassan. The 3-2 fouled away. He'll do it again. What a gorgeous day we got. Great to have you with us. One down here, base is empty. Payoff pitch up high for ball 4. And Finn Burke hustles to first. That ball got past Doherty all the way back to the backstop. You never know, maybe you can try to pick up an extra bag, but he'll stop at first, and the Falcons go to the top of the lineup here for Carlton Crane. Yeah, they have not been able to keep Crane off the bases today. A double, a single, a walk in his 3 plate appearances. And they check on Burke, who's been busy too. Burke hasn't gotten a hit, but he's been on base every time. He's got a walk and a run scored. He was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd, and here in the 5th, he works the walk and is at first base. That one well off the plate there. The 51st pitch coming up from Hassan. And showing bunt is Crane, pulls it back, it takes low. What do you think about that? Was that just a decoy? I mean, I guess you might want to move a runner over.
I don't know. That's the second time he's shown bunt in this game. Not even just in this at-bat, but Crane has done a great job to get on base and to square this ball up.
And with his speed, you know, sometimes you can bunt for a base hit effectively. Yeah. There he takes a called strike, a 2-1 count. Crane at the plate with Pierce Perry in the on-deck circle. 2-1. Again, well off the plate. And that might be something that, you know, Bensalem might be thinking about, getting another arm ready to go. It just seemed like Hassan right there just not finishing the pitch. There he delivers on that one, delivers the strike, and makes it a full count. Pickoff attempt. Again, back is Burke. Yeah, I asked you earlier about going down to the Phillies, and we always go down to the one of the fireworks games that they have down there. It's become like nice. A family tradition.
I've actually never gone to one of those firework games for the Phillies and stayed after.
It's pretty, you know, I'm not a huge, other people in the group are a little bit more fireworks enthusiasts, but it's a good show. It's like, it's fun.
My family was always the family my dad would want to leave the game like the start of the 8th inning. Yeah, you ready to leave? The game's over pretty much. Let's beat the traffic. So I can't tell you the last time I've been to a baseball game and stayed like till the very last out.
Yeah, and then the fireworks, then you got to stay
then
even after that.
Fireworks, yeah, it's a whole ordeal.
3-2 delivery. And Crane takes low and again works his way on base. His second walk today. So he takes first. That moves Finn Burke up to second and brings Pierce Perry up to bat. Falcons with some activity out in the right field bullpen. I wonder if we'll see Connor O'Brien come back out for the 6th, or if that may be the end of his afternoon.
To be fair, though, there's been action out there for a while now.
Yeah, and I guess there's not like, nobody's really warming up. They're just out there kind of
talking, hanging out.
Yeah.
Seeing what
they're
we're gonna
preparing
eat
to
for
prepare
later.
to warm up, potentially.
What are we getting for dinner? What's the score of the Phillies? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, what's the update? Still
Those are-
5-0?
Still 5-0. Those are the conversations down there. I think we're in the top of the 8th. Their game is definitely going quicker than our game.
The 1-0 line drive headed into the gap out in right center. Cut off out there by Barnhart, but the Falcons get a little insurance as Finn Burke scores from second to make it 7-5, and Pierce Perry with the RBI single. And good base running, Carlton Crane going first to third. So at the corners for Zuckerman. Well, that run, that run alone gives the Falcons a lot of breathing room, but man, I could get even more comfortable here with a runner at third. And that's driven to center field for an RBI base hit for Brendan Zuckerman. Solid piece of hitting as Carlton Crane crosses home plate, makes it an 8-5 Pennsbury lead.
Just keep adding on here for the Pennsbury Falcons.
So Zuck at first, Pierce Perry at second, and Tyler Lee up to bat. Nice little snare on that pitch from catcher Joe Doherty. Little nifty glove work, which is important. Keeps these runners where they're at. And keeps the Owls in this one, at least for now. Falcons with an opportunity maybe to blow this thing wide open. Foul tip. And a 1-1 count to Lee. Again, Hassan's pitch count not super inflated, but you're getting up there where your pitcher can start to get a little bit weary. You know, you're fully stretched out. But
The
are you
fatigue is
losing
really
some
hitting.
effectiveness? That ball down low skips away from Doherty and allows Falcons to move on up. Perry at third. Zuckerman at second. And they're going to get a runner out there for Zuckerman. Is that Garlitz? Yeah, it is. Henry Garlitz takes second base for Zuckerman. You want to get to know this Pennsbury Falcon team a little bit more, you can follow them online and see some of the interviews that Garlitz has been doing with the team and loosening everybody up. On Facebook, they're at Pennsbury HS Baseball. 2-1 pitch inside to Lee. Over at Instagram, PSD Baseball. Twitter, PSD_baseball. I need your help, Gus. What is this
Already.
one? What is this one on the bottom?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like an interlock.
I think that's just a link for their baseball website.
That's just the website.
Yeah, PensburyFalconBaseball.com.
That's on the interwebs.
The interweb, whatever that is. That won't last.
All right, full count here to Tyler Lee. They do have first base open, and the Bensalem Owls have the infield pinched in. Trying to keep this a 3-run game. Driven deep to left, but will drift and is on the other side of the fence, all the way out of play.
It's a foul ball.
It looked pretty good off of the bat, but just got in front of it a little. Straighten that one out. That was always the adage back in the day.
Oh, you're going to appreciate this, Chris. First ABS challenge in the Phillies game.
Successful with the payoff pitch, lifted to center, coming in for it. That's going to be a tough play, and it lands in no man's land out there, Barnhart. And then as they throw the ball in, nice job by Tyler Lee to see that they were not going to hit the cutoff man, and he goes from first to second. So Tyler Lee scores Pierce Perry on the RBI base hit. Man, looked like somebody was going to be able to get to that ball for Bensalem, and man, it was way too long a run for the center fielder when you looked at where that landed. But it looked like maybe the shortstop could have recognized where that ball was, but they couldn't make the play. Falcons keep it going.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the wind was really a factor there, as the wind really died down as that one was in the air. Just that one really put in no man's land. We got the Jeopardy music on. I'll be honest, Chris, as the more I'm getting older, the more I appreciate Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. I really do.
Yeah, but it's hard to get those questions right.
I get on the board a couple times. They got this one guy who's been running the table for the last 2 weeks, Jamie Ding. He's got over $200,000 won. I've been keeping up the last 2 weeks.
I like when the celebrities
Jamie
play
Ding.
because then the questions are
really easy. Yeah, they're real easy.
Makes me feel smarter.
Hey, if I get even 2 or 3 questions remotely close, I'm happy.
All right, we got a mound visit and looks like a pitching change coming up. Yes or no? It looks like Hassan is going to give the ball up.
Final answers are in. Let's see what everybody has for Final Jeopardy. Chris, we go to you.
Oh, man, I think I'm going to have to make some changes here.
How much did you wager? Oh, $2,400. You're going to lose all of that.
Eugenio Santiago will enter the game. Where is he going?
That's
he is going out to left field, it looks like.
That's a sick name.
So then Logan Savage is heading out of the game. Meanwhile, we still have Cole Hassan out there on the mound. Falcons again with runners at second and third. They've already scored 3 here in the 5th. An opportunity for more with Michael Sognis. Getting set. Yeah, and it looks like they brought Logan Savage. They had him come out of the game so they can get his arm warmed up as he heads out to the left field bullpen.
Put him in the pen.
Down low for ball 1 to Sognis. Last time up, he got hit by a pitch. And here you could put a little distance between the Falcons and the Owls. The 1-0, good eye, takes down low. Again, read about today's game in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. And after the game, we'll be talking with our DiLorenzo's, the Berg player of the game. That's our DiLorenzo's star of the game. The Berg Pizza, just down the road from Pennsbury High School. On the 2-0 pickoff out to second base. That's Liam Wozniak. Out there's the pinch runner. The 2-0. Right down the middle. Again, 2-1 pitch. Nice job there. Not much Sogness could have done with that. Probably would have been a called strike. Jumps back in here, 2-2. Cole Hassan, a couple of looks, finally delivers and pegs him. Sogness hit by a pitch, and that loads him up. Here with one down in the fifth. And looks like we got a pitching change for Bensalem. I believe they're going to bring in Logan Savage to take over for Cole Hassan. All right, we'll get it all figured out. We'll return in just a little bit. High school baseball here on WBCB. Falcons have them loaded up here in the fifth, and we'll return in just a moment.
Since 1954, the name McCafferty has stood for outstanding automotive sales and service. And today, Patrick McCafferty continues that tradition at Discount Auto, Business Route 1, Langhorne. Discount Auto has over 100 hand-picked pre-owned cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans, all fully inspected and ready to go. Discount Auto, the perfect place for your kid's first car. Discount Auto, the perfect place for a fine pre-owned family car, SUV, or van. Discount Auto. They're locally owned and operated by Patrick McCafferty, who supports the community. The name McCafferty means honesty, integrity, and great automotive sales and service. At Discount Auto, Business Route 1 at Oxford Valley Road, Langhorne.
The Peruzzi Automotive Group on Business Route 1 in Fairless Hills is looking for auto techs, all skill levels. Here's a chance to work for a locally owned family business that offers many benefits. For more information, call the service director, John Damarotis, at 215-943-6200. That's 215-943-6200, or visit any Peruzzi service department.
Hey BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Green from the 1993 nationally champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
You know, McCaffrey's Food Market is exceptional every day, and they are proud to serve you Since 1986, they're a local hometown business. They support your community, whether it's helping flood victims or holding fundraisers for the American Cancer Society or employing our local high school students. McCaffrey's is always
Righty Logan Savage takes over on the mound for the Bensalem Owls. He's the third pitcher out there for Bensalem and faces Danny Seidler with bases loaded and one away. And misses high and away. Well, nowhere to put him and no room for any additional slippage here for Bensalem. Chipped out to center field, and actually that will drift all the way over to left. Taken there and caught, but Henry Garlitz with an opportunity for a tag up from third, and a sacrifice fly makes it 10-5. Falcons in front and gives them their fourth run here in the fifth inning. So on the fly out and the tag up, still 2 on. And at the plate, Zach McLean gets his first shot here with a bat. Takes strike one from Savage. Hayden Sorensen got the start. Then Cole Hassan came in, really settled things down for Bensalem up until this fifth inning. And now the wheels have come off. Logan Savage comes in relief. And down low. No, they call that a strike.
Wow,
yeah.
That's just a wrong call, I guess. I'm going to say it. That was a ball.
You might be tapping the helmet on that one.
I would tap the helmet on that one, yeah. Oh, the call was upheld. It was a ball. Phillies challenge, so they didn't keep it.
So they lost the challenge?
They lost the challenge. I think they have one more, but, man, it was 0.1 inches out of the strike zone.
I mean, that's why I always defend the umpires and, like, how difficult it is to discern when it's like a millimeter or, you know, so close like that.
It's that close, and yet they were able to get it right.
A ball and 2 strikes here to McLean. The 1-2 down low snap throw to first. But everybody back safely. Well, we may be finishing this game when the sun goes down.
Yeah, I was going to say, there might be a time where we have to have a sun ruling.
The shadows are getting long right now at Vic Napolitano Field. Deuce is wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. Savage's delivery runs the count full.
Pitch is close, but even how close it is, I don't know how you lay off in a 2-strike count.
Well, something's got to give here. A full count with runners at first and second. Payoff pitch. Called, 3rd strike, gets him looking for out number 3. Big strike out there for Logan Savage, but 4 runs come in for the Falcons in the 5th inning, and they are now up 10-5 here over the Bensalem Owls. High school baseball on WBCB as we are now through 5 innings, and we go to the 6th. Today's game brought to you as a public service by the Pennsbury Parents Baseball Club. I'd like to wish the Falcons the best of luck. Come on out, support your Pennsbury Falcons. We hope you're enjoying today's game. And after the game, we'll be talking with our DiLorenzo's player of the game. That's brought to you by DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza at 8919 New Falls Road in Levittown. Owned and operated by third-generation family member Tyler DiLorenzo. And Tyler uses the exact same recipes his great-grandparents did back in the 1940s in Trenton's famous Chambersburg section. Try the only original Trenton tomato pie, other gourmet pizzas like their mustard pie, soups, fresh salads, hot sandwiches, homemade pasta dishes, all served in a very safe, clean environment. Eat in or take out. Give them a call. They'll have it ready for you. 215-943-2605. That's 215-943-2605. DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza. They also do catering for all events. DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza in the Vermilion Square, 8919 New Falls Road. So we go to the top of the 6th. And what looked like a very promising afternoon for Bensalem to get things started, they now find themselves in some desperate, dire straits, down 5 runs here with just a couple of innings to work with. Meanwhile, for Pennsbury, a pitching change as Colin Boraski, the senior righty, takes over for Connor O'Brien. And he'll be the third arm used by Joe Pacey today. I'm trying to read commercials and recognize our sponsor. Did you see any other defensive changes? It looks
I didn't see too many. I think it seems pretty similar.
Yeah, it looks like the only changes on the mound for the Falcons. Boraski in the 6th will work to the 2, 3, and 4-hole hitters for Bensalem. And Bensalem needs to get back to what was working for them earlier. Base runners. They had Luke Wilson reach the first couple of times he was up, struck out Luke Wilson, but Pascarella is the guy up now who reached the first time he was up, a ground out his last time around. Boraski kicks, delivers, misses low and away for ball 2. You talk about how promising things look for Bensalem, and for Pennsbury, right now they just have to close this one out. The offense finally did come to life. The bats came around, 4 more runs in the 5th.
Pitching and defense, now it's your turn.
The 3-0, a 4-pitch walk for Pascarella. And I think that was Coach Pacey's voice I heard saying attack. He wants Boraski to get back to being a little more aggressive with that approach. And for the Falcons, 10 runs on 8 hits. And for Bensalem, 5 runs. They also have 8 hits so far today. Boraski here needs to find the strike zone. There it is. Checks the runner, the 1-1 curveball stays up high.
Just a little high there.
You think the last time, I don't think we're going to get to the point where it actually gets too dark to play, but we might be
We're getting close.
not too far from that. The last time that happened, we were out at Council Rock North, and Pennsbury had to suspend the game, and I don't know, do you remember we had to come back a few days later?
Yeah, it was a weird situation. I think it was a different crew that came back, too. I don't think I came back for that one.
We were like, we had enough. Send somebody else out there.
Yeah.
Foul ball out of play. And it was a similar type of situation where there were a lot of runs up on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And when you start to get up to 15, 16 runs, the game can get a little lengthy.
We're going to be pushing a 3-hour game here.
2-2 outside.
The Phillies aren't even this long anymore.
Well, we say, you can't bring ABS to the high school level,
You
but
can bring a pitch clock.
you probably could bring a
Yeah,
clock.
You definitely could.
Payoff pitch. Bouncing ball, going to be a tough play. Charging it is Burke. His throw, not in time. And safe at first. Bensalem now with 2 on, runners at first and second. And this is the kind of start to the 6th inning that Bensalem needed. It looks like they're going to get a courtesy runner for the catcher as Dan Bevins takes first base. A big thanks to America's Mechanic. He lives right here in Fairless Hills, supports Pennsbury High School. Fred Fletcher at Fletcher's Garage on the corner of Hood and South Olds Boulevard, trusted by Bucks County drivers since 2001. Complete automotive repair and maintenance. Fred Fletcher, America's Mechanic at Fletcher's Garage, Hood and South Olds Boulevard in Fairless Hills. Keep your car running right. So Logan Savage, who started the game in left field, is now pitching for Bensalem into the batter's box and takes a called strike. That's good for Boraski, right? You want to have him get ahead of some batters. He's had a little trouble finding the strike zone. That one down low and finally picked up by Tyler Lee, but not in time, as advancing from second to third is Pete Pascarella. Heads up base running by Pascarella, and then following him, not Doherty, that's Bevins, moves up to second. Still nobody out. Savage takes a strike. I mean, with 2 in scoring position, this would be big for Bensalem to chip into this Pennsbury lead. Pickoff play at second. Oh, looked like they got him, but just back to the bag in time is Bevins.
Man, oh man.
Well, I mean, just by a fingertip. I almost thought like his hand came up short of the bag.
Yeah.
But Pat Jones right there to make the call. The 1-2. Lined out to right field and will drop in front of Derek Crane. And advancing from third, another run scores. They try to throw behind Bevins, and he will advance from third, and 2 runs for the Bensalem Owls. And it is now a 10-7 game. But that's the kind of thing that can really get under Coach Pacey's skin, I think, when you get kind of a throw that gets away from your third baseman. Guys start to run around the bases.
On a ball that could have possibly been caught.
Yeah, that ball died. I think the wind, it looked like off the bat, it had a chance to be deeper out to right field. But
This looks interesting now, too. It looks like it maybe hit the third baseman's glasses. His glasses are broken. I don't know if those glasses are maybe prescription sunglasses.
We got
but we got a book bag now out in the field, and it looks like we're going to either do a replacement or repair, or maybe he's hurt because the glasses broke on his face. That's happened before.
Yeah, no, it looks like he's just going to get a new pair of specs.
think he got cut a little bit up on his face. Obviously, I've seen some real damage there. Saw my cousin get a big old scar underneath her eye after getting a ball hit to her face while wearing sunglasses. Deep laceration. Had to go to the hospital. They thought my uncle beat her.
Yeah, well, I thought Coach Pacey was coming out, and now he does look out to right field and gestures out there too. You know, a little disappointed with maybe the throw, but he was coming out just to check on his guy.
Yeah, and the throw was the right decision to go to third. It looked like it was the closest play. I think Pacey's more upset that the ball wasn't caught. Obviously, it looked like the ball died, but off the bat, it looked like maybe the right fielder thought he had it and a little nonchalant in it, and then the last second realized, like, oh, I don't have a shot here. I got to hurry it up. But
well, at 10-5, it looked like this one was well in hand for the Pennsbury Falcons, but we've mentioned it throughout the day. Bensalem continues to stay scrappy, continues to fight and battle for every advantage. They now plate 2 here in the 6th, make it a 3-run game. They still have a runner out there at second, and at the plate, right fielder Tommy Jackson, who bunts it off of himself, and they'll throw down to first in time. That looked like it went off of the batter.
It definitely went off the batter. I don't know how they didn't call that.
I mean, that's a foul ball.
Well, it doesn't help, too, that the runner, the batter, didn't act like it went off. It's like he just immediately started busting it out. I think that's what's going to get him. He's
the
not
play
even
will stand. Yeah, no objection. No major objection.
An interesting one.
So now,
look, for sure it hit off him.
1 down. That does allow Savage to move up to third. And a called strike to Cole Hassan. Popped back behind us and out of play. Yeah, we probably only have about 15 more minutes of daylight.
It's getting real close, and we still have a full inning and a half to go.
I mean, even when the sun goes down, there'll still be enough light probably to allow some play to go on, but
yeah, it's getting to the point now where we're getting in a situation. Obviously, it's still early in the season, so we got it where the sun's going down around 6:37, but it's not 7:38 like it is going to be in the prime of spring and summertime. So
1-2, that's lifted out to right center, and will score another run. In from third is Logan Savage, and that will make it a 10-8 game as Bensalem edges even closer. And they plate their 3rd run in the 6th. And up the bat steps DH Clarence Miller. And Miller down the third base line under the glove of Finn Burke. And going from second to third, sliding safely in there as a bang-bang play. And Cole Hassan slides in safely. And that'll put a runner at first and a runner at third for Bensalem and bring the go-ahead run to the plate in the 6th.
Can you imagine this, Chris, with all this light talk? We could possibly tie this game up, and who knows, maybe even have extra innings. The way it's going right now, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it feels like that is almost inevitable. As Bensalem pours it on, Baraski here has struggled on the mound here in his first inning of work. First and third, the 1-0 out to center, but right towards Danny Seidler. Seidler makes the grab, tagging from third. The throw is cut off, and it's a 10-9 game as Cole Hassan tags up from third base.
I think they're going to appeal. Yep.
They appeal, but they say he didn't go early. And so with 2 down, it's now a 1-run game. And the tying run is at third base. And Matt Smith up to the plate.
Things just got a whole lot interesting, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely different. Again, this inning started with the Falcons up 5. And they got there with 4 runs in the 5th. So this was a close game. Falcons stretched out the lead. And again, Bensalem not going away. And the 2-0 up high, ducks underneath him. And now the runner hesitated, finally takes off. And the throw is a little high. And Carlton Crane, by the time he drops that tag down, sliding in safely, is Clarence Miller.
The attempt there, right there, it looked a little interesting. It looked like...
I mean, that was clumsy. That whole thing.
Yeah,
was,
did the batter pull back too? No, they're going to say he didn't.
Yeah, I thought he pulled the bat back.
I thought he pulled it back, but I don't think they are. I had 3 out. They got 1-1 on the count on the scoreboard. I don't know if they called that one a ball or strike, but 1-1.
Boraski's delivery out to right field, long run for Crane, and that will drift into foul territory. And I guess the guy closest to that one was Zuckerman, but nobody was going to get to that. And a ball and 2 strikes to Matt Smith.
Tying run on second with 2 outs.
The 1-2 down and away. Boraski is labored in this inning, 27 pitches in the 6th. Here's his 2-2. High and inside, and it's a full count. Matt Smith trying to turn over the lineup. The payoff pitch, ground ball, Carlton Crane grabs it, throw is low, but a nice scoop on the backhand. Brendan Zuckerman makes the play at first to retire Matt Smith on a 6-4 putout for out number 3. And finally the Falcons out of the jam, but they do give up 4 runs, and it's now a 1-run game. Falcons 10, Bensalem 9, as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Here on WBCB. A big thanks to all of our sponsors, including Peruzzi Buick GMC. Time to hit the open road this spring and summer in a brand new Sierra pickup truck from your hometown Sierra dealer, Peruzzi Buick GMC in Fairless Hills. Nowhere will you find a better deal on a new Sierra pickup than Peruzzi Buick GMC. Their entire inventory of Sierra pickup trucks reduced 20% off MSRP pricing and available with 0% financing this spring and summer. Go where you never thought you could in a brand new Sierra pickup from Peruzzi Buick GMC, Business Route 1 in Fairless Hills. 20% off their entire inventory of Sierra pickups plus 0% financing. Thanks to all of our sponsors, including the Trentonian. Read about today's game in tomorrow's Trentonian. Thanks to the Pennsbury Parents Baseball Club. Hoping you can make it out here to Vic Napolitano Field throughout the season and enjoy some Pennsbury Falcon baseball. And we certainly hope you're enjoying today's game. Afterwards, we'll be talking with our D-Lowe's Player of the Game, brought to you by DiLorenzo's The Berg Pizza at 8919 New Falls Road in Levittown. Great stuff down there from Tyler DiLorenzo. All the same recipes his great-grandparents used back in the 1940s in Trenton's famous Chambersburg section. The only original Trenton tomato pie, the mustard pie, great pizzas, fresh salads, hot sandwiches, homemade pasta dishes. Di Lorenzo's, 215-943-2605. Have that number handy, and they'll have your order ready. 215-943-2605 for Di Lorenzo's The Berg Pizza. So Logan Savage on the mound for Bensalem. Enters his second inning of work. And for the Pennsbury Falcons, it'll be Will Curtin leading off the inning. And he bats for Derek Crane. He'll be followed by Finn Burke and then Carlton Crane. Ball one from Savage. The 1-0 off the plate. Delivery. Out of the same spot all three times. Wide of the plate for ball three right there.
And we've hit the twilight zone of the sunset.
Yeah. Ball four, same spot. A 4-pitch walk for Will Curtin. Brings Finn Burke up to bat. Haven't been able to keep him off the bases. 2 walks and was hit by a pitch. Up high for ball one to Burke. Burke, sophomore. Bats right, throws right, and takes a strike. Savage still very fresh. He's only thrown 16 pitches. Came in relief late in the 5th. Fires the 1-1 down low. Well, we talked about breathing room and Falcons feeling a little comfort. Right now, everything is a little too tight. They would love to get some insurance.
Yeah.
Burke comes up empty on that opportunity. A couple games this afternoon. Start high school baseball on BCB here at Falcon Field. And over at Trenton Central High School as the Tornadoes were hosting the Blue Devils today. On Saturday, we've got a triple header. And Gus, you were saying you got a game tomorrow?
Not tomorrow, Saturday.
Got him.
Going to be on one of those games on Saturday, one of those triple headers, so that'll be a fun one. Robbinsville at Lawrence, so that should be a fun one. Obviously, hopefully it goes quick because I'm going to try to hustle my bustle down to the Phillies afterwards as I was giving free tickets, so that should be fun.
Well, they play those games early in Jersey.
Yeah, they do. 12 o'clock, too. It's like, that's late.
Yeah, the one I think is a 10 o'clock first pitch. At the plate, Carlton Crane. 1 on, 1 down. Here in the bottom of the 6th, takes a strike. Carlton Crane more than a handful today. 2 walks, a double, and a single. I mean, that's such an impressive line. He's one of the guys who certainly would be worthy of our Di Lorenzo's player of the game. 0-1 here from Savage. Spun right back to the backstop. So that Phillies game final now?
It just went final. 5-3 was the final. They had a 5-0 lead going in the ninth. They had to bring in Duran because we gave up 3, but Duran, he shut it down. He got a save. Great game for the Phils.
Nice,
1-0.
yeah.
1-0 to start the season. And this game's not going to get done in regulation. There's no way the Sun's going to be able to let us.
0-2 pitch there for Crane. I think we're going to be very close.
I don't know, man. We have to get through this half inning and then go to the top of the half inning. And that's only if they don't score. If they score and tie it or take the lead, then Pennsbury's going to have to hit.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking if we get him in pretty quick here. Check the runner, back in time. Will Curtin over there at first. Ball 2, close. I'm sorry, that was just ball 1, a 1-2 count to Crane. Savage again, paying a lot of attention to that runner. Curveball fought off. Sent foul by Crane. Count stays a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 up high. Savage delivers the 2-2 outside. The runner goes to throw wide of the bag, and a stolen base for Will Curtin. Meanwhile, at the plate, that was ball 3, and the count runs full.
They already talked. I thought they were talking about the Sun. Talking about balls and strikes. Obviously, Bensalem not liking that.
Yeah, I think that one was outside, though. And now a payoff pitch coming from Logan Savage. Falcons with a runner in scoring position could get that insurance run. Payoff pitch, ground ball on the right side. Glove there by Wilson and throws in time. Great play by Lucas Wilson to extend, get that one in the glove, and then complete the play for out number 2. Solid work. And brings Pierce Perry up to bat. And big time stuff right there. If that gets by him, that might be a 2-run game. That could have been the insurance run they're looking for. So you cut that one off, you make the play. And now 1 out away from getting your team back up to bat in a 1-run game. Savage bends that one in for a strike. Kicks and fires down the first baseline, but foul by a few feet. Barreled that one up, but just a little bit in front of it.
Yeah.
But a little base knock is all the Falcons need right here to give them that insurance run as Will Curtin takes his lead off of third base. 0-2. Up and in. bends him back. One-two pitch down in the dirt, and right there, Joe Doherty doing a good job. You got to keep that in front of you.
Absolutely. Be a brick wall back there right now.
Both catchers have been really solid backstops for the most part today. But getting down to the nitty-gritty now with a runner at third, you cannot allow that ball to get by. A 2-2 delivery. High and away, and it's another full count for Logan Savage. He hasn't been out there for long, but his pitch count is starting to get up there.
Yeah.
This will be pitch 33 for Savage. The payoff well outside. Tried to bend a curveball in there, just didn't get a lot of break on it. And Pierce Perry with a base on balls. He's at first base. Curtin is at third, and Brendan Zuckerman steps up.
When is the next game that these two play? When is that?
Thursday.
Thursday.
They complete that 3-game
I
series.
was going to say, if they're not able to complete this here because of the sunlight, you think they would just resume it right before that game?
I don't know. You have that Wednesday opportunity too.
Try to meet up again just for one whole inning, though. That'd be interesting, you know?
Yeah.
Just things I'm
Right.
thinking about as we're getting closer
Now
to...
you played almost like a doubleheader.
Yeah, you would finish this game as it was, give it a little bit of time, and then start that second game fresh.
I still think we have like 20 minutes.
We
The
still
1-0.
got some time. Of course,
Down
if
low.
this inning gets out of hand, it could be a serious talking point.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Bensalem, they are still within reach here. So if they
They're not
get
gonna,
things even,
Yeah, they're not
then
going to want
that
to
changes everything. That changes all the.
Heck, even being down one right now, the way they've been playing and how they've been putting runs up on the board, they're not going to want to end this either. They're going to want to get themselves a shot to try to tie this game or win this game.
Check swing out of play.
Getting a little chilly, though.
Yeah, the sun officially fades away here on a 2-1 down low. I'm getting my days all mixed up. I think they play on Saturday.
They play on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same deal though.
Yeah, they got plenty of time on Saturday.
Two 2-1. That's a called strike. Runner goes. They'll fake a throw. And that will put two in scoring position for the Falcons. Kind of a defensive indifference there. I guess you don't want to force a throw down to second, potentially get a runner trying to advance from third.
Heck, only being down one, you don't want to try to give Pennsbury any opportunity to get an extra run on the board.
Instead, focus on the batter. The 2-2. Low and away for ball 3.
Zuck even thought about that one.
I mean, it's been what I think is a consistent strike zone, but it has been a pretty tight one.
Tight.
So it is another full count for Logan Savage. Set at the belt. Righty delivers inside ball 4. And the bases are loaded with Pennsbury Falcons. And that brings up Tyler Lee. Yeah, as this inning starts to stretch on.
I was just about to say, I'm looking at the report. You know, sunset is 7:17, and we're at 7:10 right now. So your 20 minutes looking a little bit more like 7 minutes, Chris.
Yeah, we might be seeing some twilight baseball even after the
Let's everybody get their flashlights out, all right? Get
The
the
sky
cars.
will stay bright for a while.
Everybody turn their cars on. Let's get their
Yeah.
headlights.
Turn the headlights to the field.
That's
Foul
fine.
ball back out of play. Looked like maybe could have been a shot for Doherty. But drifts over the backstop. Ty Lee has had a very good day at the plate. A walk, an RBI, single. And then another single in the 5th inning. It's been pretty hot. And there, he said that was a strike. I thought he checked his swing.
No, they said he went. They said he went.
So 0-2 count. With 2 down and bases loaded, a ball that skips past Doherty and will allow the Pennsbury Falcons to get that insurance run. Will Curtin advancing from 3rd to make it an 11-9 game.
Yeah, Doherty just being an absolute wall behind the plate today. Finally having a mistake, and it's a costly one, as that's a big secondary run here for this lead.
So Curtin scores and everybody moves up. So 2nd and 3rd for the Falcons. And Lee awaits the 1-2. Bounces that one foul down the 3rd base line. Little barehanded snag by Coach Pacey.
I'm starting to think, too, like, even if we do have that opportunity, if I'm Bensalem, I'm trying to argue to maybe stop this game now and pick it up some other time so you can get the best opportunity to tie this ball game up. You know your hitters are going to have struggled seeing the ball. Down 2 runs, how you've been playing today, you know, why not try to suspend it now, pick it up on another day where you can see better? But
even look from like a batter's eye perspective where that is ripped foul from Lee into the couple of Pennsbury spectators had to go scurrying. But when you have the lights on at the gas station, it ends up almost being a distraction at the plate. You can still see the ball, but then if there's other lights that are behind it,
absolutely,
a little trickier. Falcons now with 11 runs on 8 hits, up 2. And just off the plate, Savage puts his hands up to his head.
Listen, I'm not trying to be that guy, but that one was just a terrible call right there. That was a strike. That is the 3rd out of the inning. A missed call right there by that blue. Don't like to be that guy, but I'm not trying to be, but that one was just, that was a blatant strike.
Yeah, you saw Savage's reaction. His 2-2 ground ball down the 3rd baseline, bounces off of the 3rd baseman, Matt Smith, who then catches in a rundown. And they're going to call him safe at 2nd. The slide into the bag looked like the throw beat the runner, but the slide has him safe at 2nd. And this inning will continue.
I think if that stands,
the inning
and
it was 12-9.
Yeah, a run is going to score. Wow.
Well, Bensalem's issues with the umpire crew continues to nag at them, and they feel like there's at least a handful of calls that they've been out to argue.
Wow.
Yeah, so Matt Smith fielded that one cleanly. And he had the runner coming right at him. And I'm not sure how he was safe at first base. Now, the other thing, as this discussion plays out.
We're not getting this game finished. There's no way about it. This discussion is going to kill the rest of the sunlight that we have. Even if we get through this inning here, top of the 7th is not going to be able to participate in it because we can't see the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
and we're still got to get through this inning first. There's still 2 outs, but who knows?
And they may try to squeeze it in, but it's
It's going to be virtually impossible.
It's going to compromise some of the elements here if they.
Wind picking up.
Wind picks up. We're here at Vic Napolitano Field with some high school baseball today. It's our season opener, opening day. And we've had a good one. Opened up with 4 big runs for Bensalem. They jumped out to an early lead. Then the Falcons answered with 3 of their own in the bottom of the first. The Falcons added 3 more in the bottom of the second to jump out to a 6-4 lead at that moment. Bensalem got one back in the third, made it 6-5. And then the Falcons really blew this thing wide open in the bottom of inning number 5. They scored 4 more runs, made it a 10-5 game, but the Bensalem Owls were not going to go away without a fight. Bensalem scoring 4 of their own in the top of the 6th to make it a 1-run game, and now the Falcons have scored a couple of runs here in the bottom of the inning to make it a 3-run advantage, 12-9, Falcons in front. And Logan Savage trying to get the final out here to send us to the 7th. Up and in to Sognus.
I don't even know how you're able to see the ball right now.
Chris Irmer with Gus the Bus Barber. And we've got a ton of high school baseball for you throughout the spring. A lot of games throughout April and May. Up high for Savage. But kind of a deflating inning for Bensalem when you have that 1 run and you're hoping you can get to the 7th still with being so close. 2-0. Fouled straight back to the backstop. Good thing we got a little protection here, Gus. What do you got, the Flyers now?
Yeah, the Flyers are on now. So thought we were going to be home by that time, but that's not the case. 1-0 already now. 2-0. We just scored again.
Wow, it's a good day for the Philly sports teams.
Yeah, baby.
Phillies with a win on opening day. Flyers
trying to make
good.
Trying to make a playoff push right now.
The 2-1 sent out to right. Over for it is Jackson, but he reaches out the glove in foul territory and he can't make the grab. Boy, that one just kept drifting on him, drifting. He's running.
I don't know how he saw it.
Yeah,
with the way the sky is right now, the no light, I couldn't even barely track it.
Yeah, kind of a gray sky, and that ball kind of is lost. On some of those fly balls.
Approaching a 3.5-hour game right now, Chris.
Wow. The 2-2. Well, you wanted baseball? We're going to give you baseball.
We got baseball for you.
We'll give you a lot of baseball today. Well, the other thing, I mean, I count my blessings, Gus, right? That's what I always try to do. And thank goodness we have, like, a warm day.
Yeah, today was, like, rainy and super. It's getting a little chillier right now because the sun's gone down and the wind's picking up. But, yeah, if this was, like, a 50-degree day, this would have been terrible.
Payoff pitch, pop-up. And the shortstop drifting back, and Pascarella makes the grab for out number 3. All right, so we go to the 7th here. Pennsbury 12, Bensalem 9.
The umpires are discussing it right now.
Do you start the 7th inning?
I don't know. I don't think the umpires are going to.
Yeah, they're done. Yeah, so
are they going to say it's final or?
Yeah, I think that is going to be.
I think since they
called
played
an official game, and the Falcons will get a 12-9 victory in 6 innings. And since they're ending it before the 7th, you know, they say, you know, one of the elements that it's disappointing that you don't know prior to the 7th. All right, well, the little sportsmanship now. Bensalem disappointed, rightfully so, that they're not going to be able to get to the end of this odyssey that we all embarked upon, but understandable as well that the officials are saying, look, we're not going to play this game in the dark. The sun has set.
Yeah, we're not going to jeopardize the health of these kids for, one more inning, 3 outs. So I really do think it was the right call. Obviously, it's really hard to see right now, but a game like that to be ended the way it did, it's kind of rough, but what a performance we had today. 21 points scored? Oh, my God.
It's a lot of runs. Yeah, 21 crossing the plate between both teams. The Falcons win it 12-9 in 6 innings. They improve their record now to 4-0. And, man, Bensalem gave them all that they could handle. And this, kind of proves the mettle or the and we know Pennsbury's a good team, but are you a team that's going to battle? Are you a team that's going to play for each other and have the type of and you saw that today.
This is a special group ahead. You haven't seen really any adversity to start the year. You gave up 4 runs early in the first, had to battle back through that, had to fight with each other, and it was an all-around team effort. Pitching wasn't as sharp as it could have been, but the defense and the offense really picked that up, and that's what you want to see out of this team.
Well, today's game on WBCB made possible by Team Toyota, the Revere Restaurant, McCaffrey's Food Markets, Peruzzi Automotive Group, Discount Auto, BCWSA, the Pennsbury Boys Baseball Parents Club, DiLorenzo's Pizza, the Berg Pizza on New Falls Road, the Trentonian, the Trenton Thunder, and Fletcher's Garage. I think we got them all in. We thank all of our partners for helping to power today's game on WBCB. Thanks to Gus the Bus Barber for doing the video engineering, to our camera person Ava Fife, great job, and we thank you for being with us as we have opening day action. We begin high school baseball season on WBCB, and with a lot of fireworks in this one. The final score, Pennsbury 12, Bensalem 9. Thanks for catching some